All right, let me.
I'm not looking at Discord right now, but I'm guessing the whole group is here at the moment.
Yep, I just got here,
Nice. All right then.
and I am good to go when everybody else is.
Yep, I am.
Sounds good.
Audio check. Everybody say hi again. Hi.
Hello.
Sounds good.
Audio check. Everybody say hi again. Hi.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Hello.
Audio check. Everybody say hi again.
It was only a matter of time.
That was so much. Okay. Wow.
Was it?
That was layered.
Was it loud?
That was no, just the layering of that. Trying to listen and make sure everything sounds good. That was an experience.
Oh, he's listening to multiple.
Yeah, I went to the. I have the. So I have. What I do is I have. Oh, fuck.
What you're saying.
I have the YouTube Studio dashboard open on my main monitor, just in the background. Since I don't use this monitor for most of this stuff, I use that monitor, and I have the Discord stuff on this one since my camera's right there. So that if I want to like really lay into it, I can just look right into your eyes, like this.
Your eyes.
Oh.
Look into my eyes. Will you tell me you crit on me?
That is a natural 20.
But I am. Yeah, we're good. We are ready to go. Set. Game set and no point.
Match.
Game set and roll the thing. Yep, something.
Game, set, and roll the dice.
Game activate. What's the next? What's can I say any more cringy things?
Game set roll.
This game is Autobots. Do the roll thing. Do something.
Holy shit!
There's a reason I didn't start that. There's a reason I didn't start with that.
Crash out.
Do something. Something useful. Be useful.
Crash out.
Crash out. That's good.
Crash
That's good. I like that.
out.
Great, actually, that's freaking lovely. Actually.
And the cannon.
Creases Jordans.
Oh,
Oh, that's fucking Vine humor. Not the Jordans. You remember that shit? That fucking Jordans trend on Vine.
Absolutely awful.
I'm old for that. I
The
think.
Red Octobers.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's hot.
He's like Batman. I'm creasing your
Scheisse.
J's, Batman. I found the
Burning
way
yourself,
into
bud.
the
Drink.
bag.
It wasn't a burn. It was just like I wasn't expecting it to be as warm as it was.
Surprise!
Drinkable. It's not scorching my tongue, but it was like it's like at that threshold of like it's just hot enough that it doesn't do the scorching thing where you like lose taste and stuff, but it's still like enough to go whoa, hang on.
You don't burn your taste buds, but you also can't taste it.
Let's switch songs for the recap.
Okay.
Can't taste it. But
Which one? It's not a very big playlist, but it repeats well enough. That's why I like this playlist. So far, this has been one of the better playlists I've made of the shorter ones, because this one loops really well. Like when it comes back around and starts over. Let's do. I always forget what Phronosis sounds like. Let's start with Phronosis. Yeah,
Yeah, that'll work.
I like it. I love this one.
Well, last we left our group, I believe we had the dwarven informant disintegrated and left behind his metallic spine and brainstem. And getting my characters confused. Sergeant Hammer went to the workshop along with Raziel to look into it. I believe Serena went back to the hangar to do some more work. Alex, speaking of crash outs, a call out earlier, Alex had a pretty big crash out last session.
Indeed.
Oh yes.
He is currently on top of the observation deck. And Seraphim, you were just doing generic, like, studying medicine, right? Like, nothing too crazy?
Yep, generic college student late night cram exam.
Alright, so, well, I'll leave it to you. Who would like to pick back up where we all kind of left off last time?
Are we moving into? Last time you mentioned something about just moving into the next day. Or are we going to the next day? Or we're just going to pick up exactly where we left off with everybody just kind of. I think it was like noonish, and everybody just kind of parted and went and did their own thing.
Yeah, it's noon now, so I know that there are a few specific things because Hammer is going to do some work on whatever mechanism was in that guy.
And I was going with him.
Mm-hmm. And then
I was
Alex...
working on the glass sphere stuff, getting that punched up, and then I was gonna start forming it.
And I believe Alex just said he was gonna go get drunk. So
yeah, he kicked his bottles out of his way and then wandered upstairs. Is the last thing he told us. I was re-listening earlier just to make sure of all the stuff that was going on.
So yeah, we can kind of rapid fire through the rest of this day.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'd probably staying up late into the night, maybe even recruiting Raziel once if he finishes or gets tired of working on one project and wants to switch to another. But anyone who
I was wondering if I may have found anything while working on that spine with Hammer.
Ah, right.
No,
That was the first thing I was worried about at the time.
No, yeah, that's what, if no one else had anything they wanted to do specifically at this point, we were going to start with the Hammer and Raziel in the workshop. I just wanted to make sure there was nobody else wanted to say or do anything in this.
My largest investment right now is in that. I want to know what they find. Fuck the ship right now, honestly. Not actually, but at the moment.
Pick the spine.
Above table, fuck the ship. I want to know what's going on with this shit. The spine.
Bruh.
I love you.
Okay.
What?
I said fuck the ship, and I was talking about Maxon's ship because I said I was more interested in the spine right now. I said above table, and then he said, "Wait, what did you say, Robert? Or did you just make a noise?" And I just went, "I love you."
You made a noise.
I was following the conversation up until the point I heard, "I love you." Hang on a second. Did I miss a page?
Robert made a noise when he said that about the ship, so he said,
I heard that too.
I said, bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
That's what prompted my "I love you."
Yeah, that got me.
I was trying to find my daughter's little caterpillar thing. I was gonna make a funny joke about it. Does it look like this? But it's the little wiggly thing that I have. Some of you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, we will move into the workshop then. And you immediately followed Hammer, correct? You didn't stay behind or anything? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Everything was basically taken care of at that point, so I went.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he doesn't say anything as he's walking. He just seems to be holding the spine and just scanning it over as you walk to the workshop. And upon getting there, he just throws it down onto the table and just begins scanning. He doesn't plug it into anything, but after taking a few scans, he just begins to do just some routine, essentially just kind of prodding it to see where it gets if it has any electrical currents coming out of it, where it takes power, where it might distribute or let out power, things of that nature, any connection points in general. Just kind of a general layout.
Does it look like there's any kind of memory on there that we might be able to access, Hammer?
I would have to fully connect it to either the ship or the data pad or myself to figure that out, and I don't feel
warm and fuzzy about connecting that to you or the ship. A data pad can be replaced, but we'll deal with that when you're ready. And it will be fully locked out away from all other systems. It will not be online in any way. Don't want anything to move between.
He kind of nods along as you say that, and he picks up the data pad that's sitting on the desk, punches a few commands into it, and since you're familiar with datapads, you see that he is disconnecting it from the network, and he slides it over and turns the spine around to where the brainstem is right next to it, and takes a small connection cable and plugs the two together, and it doesn't do anything for a moment, but then it's about maybe 10-20 seconds later it does. The datapad begins to hum, and you see what looks like some data being transmitted, but it is all in Dwarvish.
We'll need one of the others to translate this here in a bit. Once we're absolutely sure that this can't connect to the rest of the system for any reason.
I think
I don't know if the
Acolyte
data-
knows. I think Acolyte might know Dwarvish.
Oh,
What do you think?
that would probably speed things up.
And after a moment, you do hear Acolyte's voice kind of come through the intercoms in the workshop. I can, but there's quite a bit of code. It might take me a while. I will let you both know when I have deciphered it. And you see, running down a cord in the wall, you see just kind of like a bright little dot of light going through the cable, and then it eventually makes its way up to the datapad and into the spine mechanism.
Did that just connect the ship to the spine? By him going into that?
Don't worry about Acolyte. He'll be okay. He'll keep it out of the
Okay.
ship at least. And you see Hammer kind of like furrow his brow. I've always called it he sends out a probe. It's not him entirely, just almost like a sensory organ that he sends into whatever device he's scanning.
Feeler.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just checking. I was worried about him for a second because we don't know what this technology may or may not do.
As you say that, you see he begins to scratch his own implant behind his ear in the same spot where you see the connectors for this one are. They make a perception check for me, actually. At advantage because you have a basic understanding of technology on this world. And it's a perception check to do with technology.
Well, I got, luckily, a dirty 20.
Hammer's implant is definitely made of a different metal. It definitely seems to be made of something that looks like mithril or some very shiny like aluminum. Something of that nature. In this world, aluminum and mithril exist alongside each other. Mithril's just a little bit stronger, but they kind of... Aluminum's just kind of worse mithril.
The
But,
non-pure stuff.
Yeah, it's just like it's
Discount
easier
mithril.
to come by. Exactly.
What?
That's a discount mithril.
Yeah.
It's
Aluminum's
the,
just worse mithril.
It's the surplus ammunition from New Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even though the metal in Hammer's implant and in his arms look very pristine and new, the actual technology itself looks a bit primitive compared to the one that's laying on the table being scanned currently. It seems less invasive as well. You see that Hammer doesn't have one going into his spine. He seems to just have one going up into his, like, the base of where his neck meets his, like, the base of his skull. So they look very similar, but his looks both old and new. It's very paradoxical how Hammer's implant looks compared to the one on the table.
Honestly, the first thing that comes through my head goes through my head is whatever his. Damn it! I forgot the name, and you just said it. The robot
Acolyte?
in his head, acolyte. Whatever acolyte is, came in contact with one of these and copied it and used it to save Hammer, having it in his memory. That's what immediately comes to mind because of the nature of what I know so far of him. So it makes me wonder truly where acolyte came from.
Are you
To
saying
come
this just
from-
out loud to him? I just want to make sure. Are you like voicing these thoughts to him, or this? Like,
I was
internal
doing that
things for
above
Ozzy
table,
else?
letting y'all know
Okay.
what was going through my head.
Speculation.
Yeah,
Yes, speculation. This is above board. That wasn't directly
Okay.
to.
no, yeah, that's cool. I wanted to elaborate.
Yeah, where'd you get
Yeah,
this
you're good.
AI, you filthy freak?
Well, no, not my point.
He's a good
Because
boy.
we know
I'm
that-
sure. You know, you want to
Yes.
say that to him and see what happens?
I'm sure I don't want to fucking say that because we already know this AI is on our side in one way or another, and I don't want to piss him off, considering he basically has full control over the whole damn ship we're riding on.
It's just
So
the
yeah, I don't
it's
say
just,
that out loud.
it's just the goblin, you know. The goblin's got to make its way out every now and then.
I'll turn this car around right now. I swear to God.
Yeah, I know that one. Anyway, yeah, that was all internal.
Okay, yeah, that's all cool. Yeah, after you take that second to assess, you're looking over the mechanical spine, and then like as he begins to touch his implant,
Are you okay? Is it aching?
memories
No.
are.
Him touch. Memories are always fun. You never know what's
I don't-
going to come of them, or if you're going to feel different about them later or not.
I don't really remember how it happened. I was with my team. We were ambushed by... He kind of squints and rubs his eyes with two of his fingers for a moment as he kind of ponders and tries to recall. Orcs, I think? Yeah. Big ass warship riding along the coast. Just trying to help our gunner reload, and took out our artillery gun. And he kind of like looks down at his arms and kind of slowly kind of flexes his fingers. Blew me off the track. Took my arms with it. Took refuge in a cave. When I woke up, he was there, and he just kind of like holds his arms up in a more confident way. I don't know where I was. I was deep underground. When I pulled myself up, it felt like I was down there for days.
Damn. That is a hell of an experience. I don't really remember my traumatic one much, except for pain, but, ooh. I'm not sure how I'd do trapped in a hole.
You get used to the dark. The sounds. The echoing. Start hearing things. And it's at this point you notice he's no longer looking at you, and he's just kind of like staring behind you. And then after a moment, he just kind of shakes his head and goes back to examining the spine, and he begins to take that same small tool that was emitting small bits of electricity and running it down the artificial vertebra columns. And you see, as he does that, as he pushes like power through them, they shoot out and clamp in front of them with very sharp claws. Horrifying. He kind of just says as he begins to prod it,
Yeah, because that would cause a lot of damage and a lot of pain before it settled eventually. That's horrible. I feel sorry for the poor soul that was attached to. Because this, from what I can tell, would take full control. They would have nothing. Oh. That is definitely not something I would ever wish on anybody, actually.
indeed.
Well, I'm gonna go see how the ship may be running along and if Serena needs my help or not. Give me a holler if anything's found out from the tablet.
He nods. I will let you know when Acolyte has finished deciphering and transcribing.
And I'm gonna walk out the door and head down to the bay.
All right. As you are going to the bay, covers eyes and throws dart at darts at the wall. Maxon, what are you doing? It's about, we'll say, after that little moment in the workshop, it was about noon. So we'll say it's about 2-3 o'clock now. Some time has passed since the what you guys thought was going to be an ambush. Is there anything in particular Maxon would be doing?
I'll be upstairs.
Which floor?
I'll be up on
Oh, the observation deck?
yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll put you there. Are you just now coming up here, or have you been up here for a while?
Didn't he
I'm
talk
just
to
gonna-
Alexander the last time?
Oh yeah,
I thought he followed
you guys-
Alexander.
Did you? Oh, you may have followed Alex.
I will also point out, Kyle, you had also at one point intended to go up and talk to Rigel, and you wanted to save the conversation for this session so that everybody could be here for it, since Shark had just left.
Crap. I don't remember what I was going to talk to
I
him
don't
about.
remember either. You didn't say. You just said I want to go talk to
It
Rigel.
was a random thought it
This
was a
fucking
I
song.
think it was a random
Get
thought.
out of here.
Shit. Give me a bit to think about that. Figure it out.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
rush.
you
no
didn't
worries.
say what it was. You just said you wanted to talk to Rigel. I just remembered. I wanted to remind you.
Okay, so is that still what you want to have happened, like around that time, Maxon? Did you just want to kind of, after you had that moment talking to Alex, did you just want to kind of follow him around, or did you have like anything else you wanted to do?
Robert, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
What does it say?
Is your thinking his mic messed up?
He may have jumped up after that moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all. Either way, it's cool.
I missing? Yeah.
I'll give him a sec to come back. We will just stick with Raziel, and as he goes and talks to Serena then. So we will come in on the workshop. What is Serena doing as Raziel makes his way into the hangar?
Well, the Tesla coil being mostly just shaping labor and just making sure it's all undamaged and all that. That was pretty easy to construct. I spent pretty much the whole day yesterday doing it. So today, I say yesterday, the day before yesterday. I didn't have a yesterday. So right now I'm just doing math on the glass sphere that I'm going to make with intention of making it small glass sphere. Also meant to contain high air pressure and some moisture, and also the glass's intent is to hand wavy sci-fi shit a little bit. The glass is meant to disintegrate and disappear once struck by the arc from the Tesla coil, which is again why I said this experiment should be done outdoors.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just doing math.
All right.
Nothing crazy.
Robert, are you back yet? Alright. I hope he didn't, like, get disconnected or something.
He may have just run to the restroom or something.
Yeah.
If he got disconnected, it would have dropped by now.
Yeah, no,
That's
he's
true.
usually jumped up, or he's like run to the restroom or something. They come in and grab him a lot.
Well, yeah, Raziel, as you walk into Serena doing some math as she ponders over shaped glass. Oh,
There he is for a split second.
I hear mic
I
noises.
hear some noises.
Yeah.
It sounds like mic adjustment.
Hello?
Oh,
There you are.
yeah, we can hear you now.
Wait, what happened? Somebody told me.
No, yeah, I just wanting to, I wanted to make sure, on our last session, you said you followed Alex after he, left to go and intended to go get, shit-faced. Is that still what you wanted to do, or did you have something else in mind?
I don't know what else to do. I'm thinking.
yeah, I think we're quickly approaching maybe a point where we can probably skip. No, I don't
Yeah.
want to say skip a few days, but you know what I mean. Like skip through a few days pretty fast.
Yeah.
Or well, glass sphere obviously charging the ship. I imagine we'll do like a small thing for that, but that's not today. That's probably going to be like tomorrow or the next day, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Hoping for tomorrow. I don't know. DM's choice, but my pieces that I want to put together to make this happen are pretty much constructed aside from the glass, the hand wavy sci-fi glass sphere thing.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing specific, then I will say that Maxon specifically, you kind of sat with Alex as he was in the mess hall drinking, but he grabbed many more bottles and made his way up to the observatory, and that was the last you saw him of the day.
Alright. I'm doing 3 things at once right now, so give me a minute.
You're good.
You're all good.
So I think we're moving on, right? I think that's
Yeah,
we're kind of just
moving on
wrapping
to
the day up.
Yeah, we're moving on to the next day, unless there's anything anyone wants to add, which...
Yeah, no, I have no particularly.
I was just walking up to help Serena with whatever she needed. So
until the next like full stop destination, which would be the Bunker B stuff, I think, aside from like our pickup. I think
Well,
I'm pretty much just like X projects next day.
we have Alex's house, or the tree, and
Right, that would be because I think the way I think the locations were spaced out was it would be
we're gonna hit them
pick up-
before we hit Bunker B.
no, not
It's gonna
Bunker B
be-
itself. The group that's going to meet us on the coast.
Oh yeah, the group.
So
Well, they're not gonna. The dwarf said that they stopped that shipment.
oh, that's what they meant. Oh wait, the shipment.
Yeah, they.
I will.
Yeah, they-
Okay. I was assuming that weren't sure because they didn't word it specifically. The way you said it was that they had. You said we have intercepted it, but you didn't say what.
Something.
I had assumed it was the shipment, but I wasn't sure. I was at least going to. But
My apologies for being.
no,
vague.
it's fine. If the dwarf was straightforward in that, then I'll just say like just fuck it, skip it. We'll get plutonium later. I don't need it right now, anyways.
Yeah, it was meant to be very straightforward. They
So-
they stopped your uranium.
So let's make for the Bunker B stop with the people that they're going to give us help or whatever, and then to the tree, which I imagine, depending on how many days we get through here, that could be this session. I don't know.
There is
And then the
place
the
that
lab
Alexander
too.
wanted to go to, and then the genetics lab. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
so-
all still on this side before you guys cross like the land bridge.
So-
you will be doing those first.
So Bunker B people, tree or not tree. I keep saying tree. The tree's in the picture, but the place with the tree, I think maybe is what he meant. Is what that place is. Retrieving a wizard. I'll say that. How about that? And a lab with some shit in it. That is my weak spot of science. I don't know a lot about biology or genetics, so. But yeah, that's my
Simply, you just
random
together until something pops up.
my above table link. I don't know what I've got in my head for how things are moving forward. But I figure once we kind of describe, because it's not like going to be, I have no like big event in my head or description planned out to charge his ship, but I imagine we'll take a small moment to do that and then just like project / travel montage.
Yeah.
That's what the rest of us have been joking about all this week. Is like I think we're moving towards like a travel montage here.
Okay.
But,
If
yeah,
someone
I'm
could
gonna
roll a D100 for the encounter, and
Kyle,
if
no.
someone could
Not it.
roll.
Not allowed anymore. You're banned from the
I
stand.
told you I'm not rolling them.
Nope, you did say that. You did very specifically
I
say
told you
that.
that.
No more. You're banned for now.
What's the weather roll?
You are banned from my stand.
Yes, he knows.
It is
A D10, 8 or 12?
it's a D8 for now.
All right.
I got an 8.
So there is a teasing nature in encounter rolls in that high or low doesn't always necessarily mean anything.
What did you get?
Depending on
What did
a
you get?
negative 75. I'm just kidding. Depending on what the roll is,
What
it
did
doesn't.
you
Depending
get?
on the encounter sheet or the scale, whatever, doesn't always necessarily inform what you're gonna get. But some
You're
do.
making.
I
you're
rolled an
making
18.
too strong of an argument. I declare you guilty.
Well,
tell
I
me
keep
your
getting
roll-
roll. It was a
you-
simple thought.
tell me your damn
All I
roll.
was
and then
saying
you're
is, like,
banned from
18.
rolling.
Some
said
are
18.
value based and some are just sporadic and random. And I was just saying it's an 18. I don't know if that's to be worried about or if it's just like a rabbit's going to run in front of the thing. We're going to run it over and then I'm going to, I don't know, feel
All
bad.
of mine were under
Right,
20.
Call it
Every
Cthulhu
one of
rules.
them.
Call it Cthulhu rules. You'd be doing fucking great.
I'm
Otherwise,
good. No madness for me,
probably-
thank you. Or what is it called? Insanity? Whatever it's called.
sanity roll. Yeah, you've blown our tires out probably with this roll though.
Oh yeah. But hopefully the tank treads don't fly off.
Well,
I'd be depressed.
everyone, there is a insane thunderstorm outside
Oh, ooh,
as the morning rolls in. Like,
I shall thunderous.
It's always one or the other with me. Whatever roll I make, it always goes bad or amazingly good.
Wayne? Well, I don't mind strong rain. That I can handle. It's what follows. I'm not overly fond of what follows.
Yeah.
Anybody?
That was
Anybody?
going through my head too.
Avengers 1, 2?
yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2. Why did I say that?
1, 2, 1, 2.
Wait, is there a thunderstorm? Thunderstorm? I do have a thunder outside.
Yeah, there's a storm going on.
Let's see. There was one of these that was really good. What just happened? Thunder outside, let's see. Fair enough.
Okay.
Not bad.
All right. As we transition into the morning, Stone, what are you doing this morning?
Let's see, what is Stone doing? Well, he's done all the research he can on the metal.
Fixing the rain. Just ignore me.
Maybe I'll talk to Raziel about that project we were thinking about with that sword made of whatever the tooth was, I think.
Oh yeah, the claw from the
Yes.
Yeah.
eyeless.
I probably would have started working on that this day, actually.
Okay. All right, yeah, we'll
I'll probably
say
go
that.
see if I can help with that then.
All right, yeah, we'll say that you go meet up with Raziel in the workroom.
That's right.
Raziel-
Ready for me yet?
Yeah, and Raziel, as you and Stone make your way into the workshop, you see that Hammer isn't there, and you didn't get any notifications last night. Like he didn't come and get you or anyone else in the group. So you assume that he took it and is researching it somewhere else.
Must have needed
Yeah,
a different area.
Hammer is not there, and neither is the spinal column. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll just decide to go check on Doc Green then.
Okay. I thought you were gonna help Raziel with the sword. Like you guys can work on the sword without Hammer
Oh,
there.
that's what. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
we
Hammer's just
probably
not
should
there.
do that then. Okay.
Yeah, I was just letting.
I thought you said
Raziel
both
know
of them
because-
weren't there. I was a little confused.
No.
Yeah, no, we're fine. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
I
Yeah,
had
I'll
already
probably
left
just
the
stay
day
and help
before
work on the
anyway.
sword then.
I was coming
And don't
back.
worry-
That makes sense.
Don't worry about rolling anything right now. It's like it's a sword. Like you guys have like. It's pretty easy to make a sword on base here. So we'll just say that for a majority of the day, maybe this half the next day, you guys are going to be working on just like shaping this weapon out.
Sweet.
Okay. Speaking of green, Seraphim, are you going to take your medicine?
Ugh. Nah.
All right. Give me a
No
personality
meds.
roll.
Loctite. Alright, I've got my bullet dice out. Let's see how I shoot myself in the foot. Oh wow. Alright, we got normality today.
Alrighty.
So,
What is
Seraphim.
normality up to?
Seraphim. Waking up. Yeah, I probably fell asleep once again at the desk. Makes sure, puts everything in order and goes to check in and see how Doc Green's doing.
She is not in the rejuvenation tanks. Actually, we'll say that she's actually in her quarters for the morning being. So, when you come into the infirmary, it is empty. It's tidy, but empty.
Oh, shit. I wouldn't know she's in her quarters. May I roll a perception check just to make sure, see if I can tell if nothing went wrong? Patient
Oh, yeah,
is
sure.
gone missing.
I was about to say, I won't even make you roll for it. It looks like she cleaned up in here after she got out of the chamber. Like it looks cleaner than when you left it.
Well, she's thorough, so I know this wasn't me. I hope she's fine. Seraphim runs back to the office and is going through his stuff, and I still have that broken data pad that we got from the Reese Crane's thing from Reese Crane's stuff from his room.
Mhm.
Let's see. I think it's labeled as broken. Is there any way that is Seraphim can do a basic fix on it, or does it seem like something I may need to bring to Raziel?
If you want to inspect it, I'll make you roll investigation.
Sure as shit, try.
Yeah, go for it then.
My investigation is -1. All right, let's do this.
Hoorah!
Rolled a 14 minus 1, 13.
As you're kind of troubleshooting it, you're pressing the power button, doing a couple of things that you know how to reset data pads and things like that. You assume that it's just the pad itself is just whatever wrong with it's completely bricked essentially. So you're assuming anything that you're going to want to get off of it, you're going to have to access the hard drive and like the memory. But it is not coming on.
Fuck. Alright, let's see if he's... Raziel, he presses the earpiece. Raziel, you up?
Yeah, I'm up and around. I'm in the fab area.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna bring you the data pad we got from Reese Crane's room. Whenever you have time, would you look at it? Because I can't get this piece of shit to turn on.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a bit, so I can probably take a quick little break and have a look at it and see what I can find out. It's about time to start the cooling and the quenching anyway.
Oh, nice.
On part of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to get something off of this just in case.
As you're walking by this area, Seraphim, roll perception for me.
Hell yeah.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
15 plus 10, 25. What am I clocking?
You see that the lights are on in here, and Hammer is... You see what looks like Hammer's head kind of lower in the corner over here, just barely, like through the smallest slit through the door. You can see what looks like Hammer sitting down or hunched over here in the corner.
Hello?
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 I don't know if I sound any different for you guys, but
Mostly the same.
Okay, you sound fine.
Mostly.
Closer to the mic,
Okay, so
but that's fine.
So what would you say?
Me? Oh, I just said closer to the mic.
Oh, okay.
Not closer, more clear. I don't know.
Oh.
Sometimes it wavers.
I had to I put my I'm not on my computer right now. I'm using my my Quest right now, but I can still see everything. So
Okay, cool.
Ooh, fun.
Nice.
He's in
D&D and VR. Let's go.
the verse.
He's living it. All right, but yeah, that's what you see, Seraphim. You see what looks like the outline of Hammer, at least some of it, just in here in the control room.
Well, that can't be good. Can I try to? What does that sound?
Kinkou. Rain
Is it?
and thunder, I think.
It sounds like an AC.
Well, the only things that were pinging noise were the Kinkou.
Yeah. Okay.
It was me. I've been slowly adjusting my thing. I have to change it back and forth whenever I turn voice mod on or off, because voice mod is more sensitive. It's louder through Discord, and then the mic itself, when I just run it clean through Discord, it's not as loud, so I lower it down. So I've been like gradually ticking it up higher on the filter,
What that was?
higher and higher.
All right.
You're
Well,
breaking up.
Yeah, I'm trying
You
to.
were
Yeah,
disappearing.
there's no perfect thing. It's kind of loud in here right now, I guess, for the microphone's taste. That should do it, I think.
settings are being messed with. Now that I know what it is. Well, Seraphim, is not going to leave that alone with the hammer slouched over. But I'm not gonna barge in. I'm gonna roll. I use stealth to like sneak in quietly.
I would be offended if the rogue of the party didn't want to use stealth to enter a room.
DM, can I use stealth, please?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Be good. Oh, that's only a 7 plus 11, so 18.
Atlanta.
You do walk in slowly, and you notice he doesn't turn around or say anything as you walk in, but you get to, we'll say, about halfway here, and let me move.
You're in his house. He has 1,000,000 perception.
No,
You're
yeah, I was,
walking on his body, dude.
Auto success. He always crits on perception.
I'm trying to be considerate.
You do notice that a camera over here in the corner does look at you and lock on, but as you approach, you see that he's just kind of sitting in the floor, just like looking at the spinal column, just kind of watching the different the blades and that are tucked away in the vertebrae, just kind of like slice and tick one by one as he continues to manipulate it.
Less trying to be seen and more trying to be quiet. I'm already been spotted. I know that. Now, Seraphim, I have gotten myself into an actual situation where it's like I want to talk to him and make sure he's all right, but I don't want to distract him in case what he's working on is really important. So I'm kind of just like, Seraphim's just thinking, what do I? What do I do? Do I just leave? Can I leave? I feel like I should stay.
After a moment, you see that he kind of stands up and turns and begins to walk over to you. He doesn't say anything at first, so he gets a bit closer and he says, "You understand Dwarvish, right?"
Yes.
And he doesn't hand it to you, but he kind of just holds up the spine in between the both of you. It feeds commands into the brain.
What command do you want me to try to give it?
We don't need to give it commands, I'm
trying to find out what it's telling somebody to do.
It has preset commands, but it can also be triggered for communications like we saw. As he says that, he takes the data pad that is connected to it and kind of turns it and hands it to you. See for yourself.
Seraphim puts his data pad in his lab coat and looks at hammers.
You just see repeating patterns of dwarven code that are just obey, fulfill. It's basically telling this body how to exist, essentially. It's basically, from what you're seeing from these commands, they would essentially just kind of lobotomize parts of the brain and then just replace it, or just feed the body code to just essentially autopilot. From the commands you're gathering, they are probably trying to figure out how to use these to infiltrate, so they can have ears and eyes everywhere.
This is essentially an autopilot system for the body. It's basically it's looking at it now. Thank God I've been studying medical stuff. Looking at it now, the way the spine is, and seeing how it taps into the brainstem, it's feeding commands directly to it, trying to get it to essentially live.
Actually, since you have been reading on medicine, you will see that this isn't attaching to the spine. This is completely replacing it. taking out the spine, the spinal cord, like the bottom of the brainstem.
Oh, don't worry, he's not off
It is-
scot-free.
They're essentially turning these people into like biomechanical drones for them to pilot.
He's not getting off scot-free.
I do not even. I have no idea how they're replacing an entire spine and getting it to work. That alone in itself needs to be looked at. This is a very odd piece of cybernetics. Yeah, it's essentially just telling it how to live and infiltrate. I don't know if you gathered that much already, but it's essentially it's a spy. And,
He chuckles a little bit as you say that. But then
Crippled agent?
crippled agent.
But after a moment, the slight smile falls from his face. Why does it look so much like the thing in my head? That's what I can't figure out. And then he kind of quickly looks up at the camera, and after a moment, it just like you see it shuts down, like the camera just lowers and faces down at the ground.
Ooh.
Seraphim's eyes widen.
I need to look into this more.
There could be the possibility of overlapping technology. It doesn't have to be a definite guarantee that it's from the same people.
Technology matches, but this looks newer, more brutal, but more recently manufactured. He says as he holds the spine out, kind of articulates it a bit.
Yours could be an older model, repurposed, refurbished. Could be an entirely different piece of technology based off of what these dwarves have done. They're advanced to a fault. I'll give them that.
And Hammer just looks up and he, just for a moment, like, gives you a very kind of like serious but also a scared look you haven't seen from him before. He's always been very kind of stern but kind of easygoing, like always sure of himself. What if this whole time Acolyte hasn't been something in my head? It has been something being broadcasted in my head. I will make you make another perception check. You have crazy passive. You notice now that his implant isn't glowing anymore, and it looks like it's almost slightly ajar. And his arms aren't moving. It seems that you think that he's kind of temporarily disengaged his connection to have this moment with you.
Oh, while I can see that you're unplugged. Let me, since it's gonna be hard, well, I guess you could technically see it for yourself, but let me look at it. If you don't mind.
He just nods and turns around and kind of exposes that side of his head.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this implant of his and try to compare it and see if I noticed any key differences. It being a cybernetic thing.
From what you can see, where the spine seems that the entire thing was placed in where the spine and brainstem should have been, like it was a complete replacement. This just seems to be... Looking around the area where the implant is, you do see some additional scarring, so you assume that where this implant was probably placed after an injury of some kind. It's just... But where the actual implant is just a small, what looks like a mithril slot, and then a popped out implant that bears a lot of similar markings to where the lower part of the spine / brainstem of the dwarven implant is. But it looks like this one can just like slide out and plug back into the bottom of Hammer's head.
So someone can just take it off of him if he wants.
Well, no, it has to be like you have to like connect it a specific way and like it has. You see that it has some like mechanical like inputs and things like that. You assume it has to be like programmed and things like that, and deactivated and reactivated. And there are clamps on the side that look fairly sturdy. You assume once it's locked in, it has to be like disengaged before it can be taken out.
Well, there's not much I can do about it right now. You've given me something else to think about, though. While I work on my own notes, I'll definitely take a deeper dive into cybernetics. Maybe I can try to help you with whatever issues you may or may not have. But in the meantime, Hammer, I'd say be careful with this research. Try not to get too deep into your head, because thinking about it too hard may be a bigger cause of whatever anxiety you may be feeling.
He nods as he pushes the implant back in, and using as he slides it into place, one of his arms regains like mobility, and he begins to input certain combinations on the back, and then you see the other arm kind of spring back to life. I assume if he wanted me, whatever it is, wanted me dead, it would have done it a long time ago. So
yeah, you're pretty connected, and I mean, if push comes to shove, well, I won't blow out one of your kneecaps, but we'll give you a good thump on the head, and we'll take care of it, Serena style. I don't know if that makes you feel any better, but you should have nothing to worry about.
He nods, and he takes the spine back, and he just says, I should take this back to the workshop.
Well, that's where I'm going for the most part. I'll walk with you there.
He just nods and follows you out. And as you're walking out, you see Doc Green not using her crutch, walking normally as she walks into her office. Just as you're like walking to the stairs, you notice her pass from the common areas to her office.
Woman of Steel. My God.
You have no idea. Hammer just says as he chuckles and as he's still examining the spine. But as you get to the stairs, he does look back at the door. If you do happen to go back and do any more medical research, I would check on her, though. She has a bad history with the dwarves. And again, I guess we all kind of do. And he just kind of stands at the stairs for a moment.
From what I've seen, yeah, I don't exactly like being intertwined with them, but you look at it one way, it's kind of helping when you need something looked at. I've got the peepers to pry upon.
Indeed, it does have its benefits. And he begins to make his way to the workshop, and I'm gonna place him there real quick.
And yeah, as they're walking, he's just like, I know I'm also I'm not as short as a dwarf, but I'm pretty short, so I don't know. Consider me the good dwarf.
Oh, Hammer's actually not that tall.
Oh, how tall is Hammer?
Um,
Okay, I gotta see how tall. I can't remember how tall Sarah
Oh.
is.
I think I said he was like 5'9", 5'10". Maybe he might even be, he might even be 5'8".
What's the average
So about
size?
average.
What's the average size of a person? Is it what 6'4"?
Average size is like 5'7" or something.
I was going to say the average size is not even 6 foot.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think average heights, depending on where you go, it's like 5'7" to 5'11" or so.
Oh.
So he's like, I'll say that he's of
I'm pretty sure it's like
average height, maybe a
5'8"
little
in the
shorter.
US, 5'9".
Seraphim is average height. Seraphim's 5'7".
I'm
I was about to
5'6".
say, yeah.
So.
You and
I'm taller
Hammer
than him.
are about the same height. You notice he's like a good bit wider than
Stockier.
than you are. Yeah, he's
yeah.
he's a very stocky person.
Seraphim is
He's a big boy.
Seraphim is lean, and yet he's gaunt. That's the genetics he got. It's the genetics he was created with.
Whew, got a lot of people in the workshop, which we will come back to in a moment.
Party.
Axon, what are you doing today?
So I want to ask, how who was it that was learning about medicine?
Seraphim.
Seraphim.
Okay, so is that wait? So that's a thing we can do in the campaign. Speaking above table.
Yeah,
We can,
it's
like, just-
downtime activities is what it's called.
Yeah.
Downtime activity is like putting in time to learn a skill, and or learning learning proficiency for a skill, and that is what the one I'm going towards is. When I'm normal, or maybe even one other personality is investing towards medicine because I'm trying to do some stuff.
I wanted to try that too. Is there like a library or an archive or somewhere?
Yeah, if
Sim
you have a-
style, I like it.
If you, it really is, yeah. If you just have a data pad, you can find books. It's like a digital archive, and then you could also, if it's a specific skill, you could also find someone here to teach you. Like Stone is having some help from like metallurgy and stuff from Hammer. So yeah, depending on the skill. Like, so what is it specifically you want to learn? Like, do you want to learn medicine too, or is it just something else?
Is there like a list of things I can pick from, or is it just whatever?
I mean, it's the skills and the skills and like the D&D skills. It'll just give like
Deception,
after
religion, sleight of hand, medicine, or something like that.
Arcana too,
Okay,
which
Arcana?
I count Arcana and Science are kind of the same on RMOs. Like I'll say like roll for Science, but I'm just like I'll have you add your Arcana.
Engineering.
Engineering, yeah, that's basic.
Yeah.
That's that'll fall under like Arcana and stuff like that. I'll say that honestly, engineering would probably give you proficiency with Tinker tools instead of like proficiency with Arcana. I feel like that makes more sense. Well, if you stay at it long enough, I'll give you both. How's that sound?
Because I'm thinking lore-wise that he's around Hammer, he's on board a ship that's constantly moving, and he's also around Serena a lot. So it makes sense that he would pick up a few things. So
Yeah. No, yeah. If you want to start like trying to learn more about like engineering and things of that nature, you could definitely do that. Like reading about it, or if you want to have Hammer or Raziel or somebody like mentor you.
You also have the Sato cheat sheet on engineering for some
Yeah, that's
things.
true. So yeah, it's just however you would like to go about that.
Problem is, I don't know where to start for that.
Yeah, it's just if you would prefer to just like have your character read for a bit, you could just like find some books on engineering, fabricating in the archives, or if you wanted to go speak to Hammer and see if you could just like shadow him when he's doing some like repairs and like engineering and things of that nature. You could even ask Raziel, because Raziel is an artificer. And you could even talk to Serena if you wanted to learn more about like what she's up to.
You know what? I'll do that. I'm trying to, like, it's it's 2 for 1. I can learn a few things and build up that relationship with Serena. So.
Okay, cool. Then, all right.
You gained yourself a shadow, Serena.
Then yeah, I'm gonna place you down on the first floor, and as you come up to the hangar, what is Serena doing?
I am currently kind of kneeling next to the Tesla coil, and I've got Sato plugged into it on my arm, and I'm currently calibrating it. And how far would you say my progress is on that glass sphere? Are we just kind of like letting that be as like an easy thing, or do you want me to try and do some rolls for that? Like what are you feeling?
I want to have you do a roll, but I'm not sure. What kind of roll do you think would be?
I'm just honestly, for me, I'm still thinking tinker, because it's just.
Yeah, give me a tinker.
Which roll. It kind of fits to roll for, because this is essentially the last part of the process. Because my assumption here walking into this scene is that I've already got it. I have the glass sphere, and there's moisture and an intense amount of like pressure inside of it, which is kind of the easy part. The next part is getting. Well, let me roll and I'll explain. So, also, this is my community-wide reminder. Don't forget, we all have our inspiration session thing that once per session inspiration, which is this will be where I potentially use it, because I suspect this is going to roll bad. I'm trying to manifest a good roll here. All right, where'd you go?
And I'm not anywhere near you to add mine to you.
Okay, so I think this is going to be fine. Actually, we are good. So it's Dex and proficiency. So that is. Please hold. 23.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah, 23.
What are you doing?
So I'm calibrating the Tesla coil to do not Tesla coil things. It's sort of Tesla coil things. I'm calibrating it to hit at a specific frequency to essentially rearrange the interaction of when the arc from the Tesla coil hits this glass sphere. It's going to essentially, I'm going to use very simple terms. It's going to communicate to the glass molecules essentially, hey, once you get struck, just evaporate, disappear. Because it's argued in some circles that glass is a liquid, so. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. So I'm just kind of like punching stuff in a little hollow screen above my arm thing. Just doing some calculations. Also, very good mood, because, well, to be discovered. But yeah, she's in a good mood today.
It's surprising.
Just like smiling, like ready to go.
As you walk up, Maxon, you actually hear Sato. Oh, hello, Maxon.
He looks to wait. Where is Sato?
On my
Sato
arm.
doesn't have a face. Yeah, you just
Okay.
You just kind of hear his voice on the arm.
Oh my god! Well, right when somebody calls me, right when I'm just gonna say, oh hey Sato. Okay, real quick.
I genuinely thought it was like he Sato calls from across the hallway. Oh hey Maxon, what?
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna take a quick second and pee. I gotta pee kind of bad. I'll be RB. And then I'm gonna grab a drink, which will take me only a few seconds.
Hanging RP break. I just took mine. Got myself a crisp Diet Dr. Pepper.
We do like Dr. Pepper. We do like Dr. Pepper, my friend.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so what happened?
You said we're just waiting on Jackson to get back. Nothing's happened yet. You said hi to Sato after he said hi to you, and then time froze.
So I can ask now that we're pausing for a minute. So, am I able to learn only one, or can I learn more than one, but it just won't be as efficient as if I took the time to like completely learn one?
If you're gonna learn one, you have to learn them one at a time. That's gonna be my only stipulation. Is like you can learn multiple throughout the campaign, but you are going to have to you will have to focus on one.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to finish one fully before you can start the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about in my downtime when I don't have projects going, possibly working on my perception. Training that with Seraphim.
Just ask Seraphim, just like, okay, so what? I don't know how to explain perception. You just
I
gotta
was about
look
to
real fucking hard.
I was gonna say, like, I would just have you guys go up to the observation deck and practice your aim with like your rifles. Like,
I was
just,
about to say that's the best thing I could think of. Think League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, how he fought.
Don't
how he
miss
taught
forehead.
Sawyer how to shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jackson's back.
All right, yeah. So we're back. Maxon and Sato have said hi to each other.
I just look up and say, Privet, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Did you
She's
get any
very
sleep at all?
smiley, by the way. Plenty. I have plenty of sleep. Was awoken by the sound of that. Good news. This makes it much easier. Less chancy. It lowers the chance of failure because the Tesla coil could be struck by lightning, which ideally we can wait for that to happen because it's a big metal thing.
I was thinking about that as I read the weather, and I was like, huh.
Oh yeah, I've been sitting on that since you said like thunderstorm. I was like, ooh, because I have a cool description.
Oh, that thought went through my head too. But
So Maxon kind of like he perks up a little bit and he's like, "Did you say lightning?"
Lightning and thunder and lots of pressure.
This might be what we need.
This is exactly
Correction, this is what we need.
Now, just punch in a few more numbers. Step back a bit. Then once you're out of range, I'm gonna hold up the glass sphere, and because I only have two hands, and Seido, go ahead and activate. And a little bit of like green lightning will come out the side of the Tesla coil and strike the sphere for a second, and it kind of holds, and it kind of does like the little plasma sphere. You ever had one of those? It kind of like it makes that like screeching glass noise, like, and then it just stops. That. There a pillow somewhere? This is now a charged moisture sphere with plenty of moisture and pressure to at least get your engine going. If the Rigel angel people willing, since I don't know if there are really any gods here, this sphere and that storm will combine and make your engine work really well. I need something to store this in right now.
As you say that, you realize now that it is storming outside. There like the weather is not being pushed away.
Here.
There is no light outside. It is a thunderstorm.
That thought hasn't. She is fully focused on the fact that there's a thunderstorm. She's not thinking about it at all.
Yeah, I wanted to
say for me, for Serena specifically, I haven't noticed.
Okay.
I'm
So,
too
Max-
transfixed by this this opportunity.
Do you have a way to store it? Because as of right now, I don't think we have the necessary materials to make a photon chamber.
We just need like a pillow. As far as your engine itself, everything is open and ready to take in the energy once we load it up. All we need is some rain gear and a few helping hands, and we can go outside and do this today, like right now, if you want. You could be flying within an hour.
please. Let's do it now.
I need stone, and I need Raziel, and I need... Just thinks for a second. Hammer wouldn't hurt. Everyone is welcome to come. If you want to put out the call, I'm going to get some rain gear on and go outside. I'm going to put my armor on because I have a lot of metal in my body. I need some grounding metal to not get struck by lightning. I would not like to be struck. I'm going to like pull my bag out and start putting my armor on and then pull my cape around and stuff.
So I'm gonna say that I went ahead and called everybody.
Okay. I will go ahead and place Hammer and anybody else that makes their way down to the hangar. Go ahead and do so.
Well,
Let's go. Let's go.
called
We're gonna make it
all
work.
hands on deck. I would have gone too. And as I pass Seraphim, let's deal with this, and then we'll deal with your data pad. Is that okay?
I mean, yeah. Like I said, it's whenever you have time. I'm not rushing you. I've got stuff to look at now.
Everybody's gonna want to see this. This is gonna look really cool.
As I'm like putting my armor on and stuff and I'm clipping the cape on, I'm just kind of like, not rushing, but just like putting things on, and I just kind of, you know, where I come from on the moon, it's called Skull Air 3, but it's called Baggy.
I was gonna say, Yavin, to not ruin the how do I say it? To kind of make a way to where like Maxon can't just leave. I want to say that even if we do get it flying, even if he tried to leave, he doesn't that ship does not have a jump drive. So even if he could break orbit, I mean, like you said, it's incredibly hard to. But even if he could, he can't go anywhere. So.
Yeah, I was about to say this is gonna be like you have a jet, like you have a plane basically.
Yeah, we're talking a starfighter that you typically would store in a cruiser type moment here, from what you've told me, Robert.
That ship's like meters long. That thing's not even the size of a It's smaller. It's the size of one of those Jedi fighters. So incredibly small.
Yeah.
Yes,
I remember the size dimensions, but yeah, it's like you will be able to fly around.
But yeah, it's like
So
fixing.
we are over air reconnaissance.
That means that if like we have to make trips quicker, I can take that and just. It's gonna be much quicker, save us
It'll
time.
be our quick messenger.
Yep.
So as I'm like affixing my armor and stuff, I just say on my home, the rain is it's a good thing. It's a good omen from our ancestors. So I'd like to think that this is a good thing. Only downside, none of the religious chanters to give us that extra push from the ancestors. I'm not really an ancestor spiritual type person, but you know, that's good. Any good omen. Are we all ready? Prepared to get wet?
Are there extra? I'll take a raincoat. Why not?
But
Maxon's gonna just. He's gonna say, "I have my fingers crossed. Let's hope this works."
I gently gesture towards the door and I'll say, Hammer, if you will. And I'll like hunch down and like kind of wrap my arm around the Tesla coil and like pick it up and start carrying it. Stone, if you would pick up the engine, it's a little bit heavy for me.
The door opens.
And I will start just kind of walking it outside, like a chest filled with, some tools and items to connect things. And I've got the Tesla coil kind of up on my shoulder and just carry it outside. Hope the lightning doesn't strike me quite yet. And just essentially set up. I am going to expand this a little bit and make it kind of... Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, how did I grab stone? What the fuck? That was weird.
And I will say, Seraphim, you notice that Alex isn't here. I will say everybody else is distracted with the prospect of the ship and the Tesla coil and everything, but you and your crazy high perception, you notice that Alex isn't here. And you haven't seen him at all since
He went to get drunk.
I dare not screech, but the Lemonhead voice, 1 million, what is it? 1 million perception instead of 1 million years dungeon?
1 million perception!
Yeah.
1 million perception!
I can do it, just I can't be loud.
Technically, neither can I. It's quiet hours here too.
Mm-hmm. But I am... Man, fucking having 20 passive perception is awesome. Oh,
It is.
Seraphim just, like, grabs Maxon's shoulders.
Oh.
Closest to him right now. And, says, continue trying to see if this thing works, but I am going to try to go to the roof and see if I find Alex. And if I can't get down fast enough, we'll see it. We'll see if we can see it from the roof.
So I turn and look to Seraphim and I say, yeah, you go check on Alex. And then I'm going to put my shoulder on Seraphim and I'm going to say, if we get this to work, this is going to solve so many problems.
I fucking bet.
I think I have an idea of what might have happened.
I've never seen a Tesla thingy, so...
What would we call this?
Good luck.
Is there... its technical name is a Tesla coil, so I don't really know. Hang on, I'll give it a kind of neutral, non-real world person name. I gotta find out more specific designations of what it is. But while everyone narrates what they're doing next.
After you move things, Stone, are you gonna stand outside with everybody, or?
I'll wait around if I'm needed for anything else.
Okay. Have you just kind of wait around for a sec?
Once we get it working, I'm gonna try to go into like as much detail of how it's gonna react. It's gonna look really cool.
So we could call it an ERTC to be not call it a Tesla, as that guy didn't necessarily exist here. But ERTC, Electrical Resonant Transformer Circuit.
Okay.
I figure that's better than Tesla,
It's an
whoever
ERT.
that is.
Shut up. It's an ERT.
There you go. An ERT.
The ERT. The ERT.
Lightning coil.
The lightning coil thing.
It's
a
lightning.
That inverted
It's a
power
lightning coil
outlet.
thing.
This boy's got a power outlet turned inside out there on a tower. What the fuck?
I would probably be trying to see if I could fix up like some kind of lightning rod to attach to whatever he's trying to get specifically struck by lightning, so that I can set it up and get the hell out of the way.
Okay. Well, as everybody is out, I'll say that Hammer also has come out and began to help you guys finish assembling things. But as that's going on...
Yeah, plenty of setup to go on here if you want to do the Seraphim.
Also, I want to say, just for the record, because I love talking about this, remember, one lightning strike, a real one, has enough power to power a home for a week. So just remember how much electricity is going into this thing.
It's also 11 times hotter than the sun, and it is technically plasma as well.
Oh yeah.
One weekly home's worth.
Yep.
That's a...
Just to start the engine.
Think about if we actually learned how to control that power.
Just have lightning rods and like, I don't know.
It's not the lightning you want to control, because if lightning were, if lightning, what am I trying to say? Lightning is easy to control. It is controlling the things in between where you want it to start and where you want it to stop. Because the reason lightning and electricity does that squiggly thing, it's moving around particles in the air.
Path of least resistance.
Exactly that. That is exactly the correct term. Path of least resistance.
I know.
So lightning and
I know that one.
electrical arcs exhaust from the front, so they squiggle around until they get to the point where they're trying to go.
The only other lightning thing I know is that it's not just coming down, it's coming up as well.
Yes.
Yes, that is true.
Being pulled down, actually, if I'm not mistaken, to the connector.
Oh, they're trying to connect because essentially lightning on the ground, when it strikes the ground, there's an imprint of the storm above. Most lightning strikes take place in a storm. The ones that come down are the few and far between. Those are hitting an imprint of what is the storm above, which is positive and negative charges coming together and separating, which causes the two to come together. So you'll see lightning come down, and then if you go at like 10,000 frames per second, it'll like that. And then other strikes will take place as well. Some strikes are so fast, you just see like a flash, and you won't even see any lightning. Sometimes it's so fucking fast you won't even see a flash. But then there'll be thunder. That's pretty crazy. Lightning's cool, man.
Let's make sure that nobody blows up any gas stations.
And you got your lightning balls.
That's a reference to an old PlayStation game.
No lightning rods on gas stations, please.
Just because you can't drive don't mean that anybody else can.
Right, I want to know what's happening with Seraphim. Well, not Seraphim, but
all right.
I also want to know what's happening.
this is I'm invested. while we're we're setting up, setting up the Tesla coil, putting some wires on.
Seraphim, you walk up to the observation deck, and it is empty. There are a lot of bottles sliding around on the ground. And I will say, as you see this, as you walk up here, you see the picture that Ophidia left, that she sent with you guys to give to Alex, sitting there on the balcony.
Oh shit! Well, I grabbed that before it flies away. And
I will say, these have been enclosed, but you know that they were open the night before. You don't know if it closed automatically because of the storm, or...
Did
But they were open in there now.
Or did he get drunk and fall off?
Fuck.
Sorry.
You
I
worry
didn't
about him.
realize I wasn't muted.
No, you're all good. You think about him falling off, and you remember he has that jetpack that you guys also brought him with that picture.
Oh, this stupid motherfucker is flying through.
Oh no!
This thunderstorm
And he
on a
took Rigel
jetpack?
with him. I knew it. There's gotta
I mean, he might be
Rigel
okay.
is,
I mean, he's
chaperoning.
he might be okay, right? He's a level
gotta
20
be.
monk. He might be okay.
Let's see.
He's not level 20, he's level 17.
But still, he might
Close
be
enough.
okay.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
You've seen those later levels, man. Close enough.
Yes.
And I will say, Seraphim, you also think about the map. Like, you think about how close you are to known dwarven geothermic vents. And the thought kind of crosses your mind, did he get drunk and just fly down one of these dwarven holes?
Oh no. He would.
No.
He would.
Okay.
He would. He so would.
Let's think for a second. If he did take Rigel with him, maybe if I pray hard enough, maybe I can find out what's going on.
Guys, I need to again step away for 30 seconds.
You're all good.
That's okay. I'm just gonna say some battle hymns. One for the money, two for the show. I guess Seraphim's just like, okay, I'll just slowly gets on his knees and just like hands clap together, and just like, Miguel, if you can hear me, what's going on? What happened? Where did Alex go? Don't tell me he went into a dwarven hole.
You do not hear anything.
Oh fuck.
Not at first.
Well, I've tried. I'm not the one getting into contact with him right now. Fuck, I'm gonna have to go tell everybody he went down a hole. I think he went down a hole. Oh fuck, he went down a hole. Fuck, he went down a hole. Like that. So, yeah, we got spiraling seraphim again.
Yeah, it's like what, a moment of peace, if that.
Fuck. He's we
Radio.
fuck. Oh yeah, fucking seraphim on the roof. Just guys. We don't have our poster boy anymore.
What do you mean?
The scene around here looks like regret, and he's gone. I think he jumped off and went down a dwarven geothermic vent.
Did you go check his bed to see if he went and passed out after he got drunk?
What is the fucking chances? All right, hang on.
I was about to say, you would know that he doesn't have a bed. He sleeps on a bedroll on the observation deck, and you look over and see that the bedroll is still there.
Okay. Yep. He's
Now
not
which
in
way?
it. He's not in it. He's not in it. There's no. We've lost the. The boy is gone.
Would he have possibly had a radio with him that I might be able to track?
You could, but you would have to go to the communications bay and do a few rolls there.
Serena, I gotta go. Keep going if you want to, and I'm gonna take off that direction.
If all else fails, we get this fighter in the air and then fly around and hope the short range connects.
I will go. I'll come back down.
I don't know which room.
I am out of options. I've even tried to contact Rigel and it didn't work.
Okay. Well, as Raziel, as you are making your way to the comms bay, we will cut back over to the hangar itself. We'll say that everything is like in place. It's basically, unless there's anything you need to add, we're just kind of waiting on lightning.
It's just waiting for a lightning strike on the to hit the Tesla coil. It's got a little bit of, it's on, so everybody is like, we're back away from it, so it doesn't arc onto us, but it is absolutely the most conductive thing here right now, by a long shot. And I don't mean that in like relative terms, I mean in a like severe way. It is definitely really teasing that storm. So
Probably
yeah,
would
we're
have
just,
requested before going down there some kind of rubber or rubber adjacent material as blankets.
oh yeah, I've got my the dust covered like sort of robe looking thing that I wear sometimes, but I've tuned it into such a way through Sado that it is like the raincoat sort of material. I've even actually got like a rain hat on instead of my helmet, so I can not have my head covered.
I imagine, I don't know what an Uramosian rain outfit would look like, but I would assume it's, I feel like
A hazmat suit.
like
That's what I was going to say.
boots.
Basically, just a hazmat
This is
suit.
a hazmat
That's-
suit.
That's
At
what
that
Seraphim's
point.
wearing. He's just wearing a hazmat suit. I was gonna say like a rubber boots, rubber gloves, rubber cloak, and then
It's well
still
insulated.
Like a classic, it's still a classic rain hat. That was my first thought, but it's just
Extremely
hazmat
well
suit
insulated
would
for
be
this,
good,
so yeah,
too.
you'd be safe as fuck.
It's a hazmat suit with an old school rain hat.
If I have a voice mod for that, I get to be the one in the. Yeah, I'm in the has. I'm in the has.
You know, just kind of standing, hands on hips, just kind of looking around, waiting for a lightning strike.
Okay. Stone, Maxon, what are you guys doing while we're kind of in this moment waiting?
This magic moment.
Sorry, I had a brain fart there. Sega.
There you go, good. I just didn't know if you guys wanted to come out and witness it, or if you guys were gonna stay in the hab.
Probably go see what's going on.
Okay. I'll place stone up there. Maxon, are you gonna be outside for it as well?
Yes.
Alright, cool. I'll place you there too. Alright. And yeah, you all sit there and wait. And after a moment, you see, I'll say that, Serena, the hair on your organic arm kind of begins to stand up a little bit after a moment.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna lean on the hab a little bit just to make sure, you know, put my flesh hand on there. I've got a lot of metal on me. On and inside of me. I'm gonna make sure I ground myself on this thing to make sure I don't get struck.
Are you sure you
And
didn't need any extra protection?
Nope, wouldn't
you a
do
suit.
much. Filled with metal bones in certain places, and this. And I point to the thing I had you hit with the hammer for my arm. We're just
are you
gonna-
sure not even?
I'm
Not even
grounded.
like a rubber glove. Maybe they have one in the kitchen. I mean, I'd feel safer if you had an oven mitt. Like this is. You are
I'm grounded. I
volatile.
have leather, you know, leather material-ish. It's not organic leather, but it's like it's mimicking leather, so I'm insulated, and I'm also right here leaning. We're gonna
Mimicking? It's mimicking leather.
Well, yes, it's a
leather?
material that I can influence. You have seen this for months, and you have not seen how I like. And I'll poke a few buttons, and it turns into just like a Batman cape that's like fully around me, like a cloak or whatever. And it was like, see, I've had this for months, and it does whatever I tell it to. I'll push a few more
I
buttons, and it
thought-
turns into like a scarf. Like
I've tried not to stare too much at the outfit just in case I got socked or something.
I'll look up while you're
Or
speaking, and like
suspicious.
push some buttons, and it turns back into the robe again. Like, and
I was
like,
about to
I'm just
say,
gonna lean on this
as-
thing.
Funnily enough, Serena, as you look up, lightning strikes
Oh,
and
God.
hits the device. Like as you turn your eyes up, you know what? I'll say, roll dexterity for me.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Save or just a
light.
dexterity check?
Dodge, bitch!
Save.
Okay, we might be okay. Ooh, I almost just lost it. I accidentally turned it with
I
my
gotta roll
finger.
through since I'm standing right next to her.
We almost had to re-roll
I'll
that
say
12.
that we'll say that your back was to the device.
17 total. Wait, dexterity.
You're
save.
able to.
Yeah, 17.
You're able to blink in time. You don't get temporarily blinded by the
Hell
lightning
yes.
strike as you look like directly at it. And
What was that?
will someone explain to me what happens? Whoever.
I have a
Max?
description on the, not the ship side, but the Tesla coil into the little glass sphere and then up into the storm. And then I will turn it over to Robert if he's returned. Have you made it back? Robert?
I'm not sure he's.
Wait, he made a noise.
Nice. You just caught me off guard. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah, you're all
You're
good.
good. I'm going to describe for a second, so you have a second to get yourself together. So as the lightning, you know, it hits the Tesla coil, and it's doing its typical buzzing thing. It's not buzzing far out, but it is kind of buzzing around it a little bit, zapping particles in the air as they float by that are attracting the arcs. And as the lightning hit, it arcs. And in my head, I'm picturing essentially like machine, typical machine with wires and metal pieces and bits, and then there's like a circle point that's kind of hollowed out, and inside it is this sphere that I've pushed into it, and it just looks like a regular glass sphere, and it looks like there's maybe some water droplets around like on the inside lining it. But you would know, as I've described, it's filled with like intense air pressure. I'm gonna just get that out really quick. The lightning comes through and hits it, and it kind of channels from the storm into the Tesla coil and into the engine for a moment. And now we get to the point where what was making Serena so happy, as you see it hitting this Tesla coil, you see, you can't help but look up as it's still striking. It doesn't let off. If you look up, you see another piece of lightning, another strike come in and join it, and then you see this spider web light up the sky of lightning. And DM, if you will lend me powers for a moment, the storm begins to slowly dissipate. Slightly, I guess. Maybe it returns after this, but again, lending powers here. Spiderweb of lightning.
I'll lend my powers.
Okay.
No worries.
So the lightning spreads across the sky in like a big spider web, and it begins like the storm begins to thin, and the rain begins to let up, and you feel that typical air pressure where the heavy thunderstorm begin to let, and you just see the storm slowly just kind of fizzle out. Rather than just seeing it go like that, it's more of it just kind of slowly disappears. Like a disintegrating piece of paper, it just kind of fizzles. And as sunlight or any kind of light begins to peek through, the lightning stops, and I would assume from there I'll hand it over to Robert, whatever description you have planned for the engine and stuff.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, what does it sound like?
There was something. It sounds something. I don't know what you said
Like
exactly.
what? Hello?
Like a robot?
Okay,
Like a robot. I like it.
okay, well it sounds like it's how I sound different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like an
Okay, how
echo.
now? Is it off?
Deep.
Okay, do I sound normal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you do now.
Give me a second, because this has to be right.
Oh, you're good. I know exactly what you mean. It's gonna be perfect.
Okay, so let me turn that off. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens is when the lightning hits the ship starts to if you the wings are kind of
Just to clarify, it is just the engine, because I had pulled it out and I had Stone bring it out. Just to clarify for you for your description.
So the ship's not entirely starting.
The ship's still hanging from the ceiling in the hangar. So but it is like the engine piece that that powers it. I've had it pulled out and then repaired it, and then I did all the shit that I just described. But it's just like the engine block part that holds the energy from the storm, specifically that.
Oh, okay, well, never mind then.
But I imagine whatever.
Actually start up.
Right, but
So yours
I'm gonna
is
put it
the-
in, and then
wait,
it will start. Which I mean, that's in the next few minutes once everything cools down. But the engine has power. We just gotta plug it in.
So there should be a storm starting in the engine that we should be able to see,
Yeah,
at
so
least
when
from an
the-
angle.
Okay, so when the engine starts up, if Serena would have noticed that there are these cylinders that are coming off of the corners of it, kind of like an engine, like a V engine.
Mhm.
But when the lightning hits it, the chamber-looking things start to the energy goes through it, and it comes into them, and it kind of starts to rotate around, almost like it's cycling.
And I'll look around and say, give that a couple of minutes to let that cool down, and I pointed the testicle on that too.
Those are
We'll
supposed.
carry
Those
these
are
inside.
so. Those are supposed to be what are called the photon chambers. It takes the energy
Ooh.
and then it stores it in there because, like you said, harnessing what's in the middle of it. It uses the role of energy conversion. You can't destroy it. You can only transform it. So
Right,
it
can only
converts that
transform.
energy.
The laws of thermodynamics. And then I'll, while we're waiting, I'll just I'll radio up to Raziel. Any luck with your endeavor? Smash cut.
Here, give me 1 second, and I will.
Nice transition.
If you want to describe how you make your way to the command room, Raziel, I will. I just had to finish typing something real quick.
You said the command room, is that the one with 5 little things in it?
It's the. Or sorry, not the command room. The communications room. It's this right here.
Okay, I was in the right one. Haha.
My bad.
Well-
I misspoke.
The instant he says that, I start running, and as I'm running, I'm looking in each door just to double check and make sure I don't see him in any of the doors on my way to there, and that's what gave the time for the lightning to strike.
I was gonna say, yeah, you
So,
do not
Also
see
a good
Alex
time to,
right
like,
about the time.
elbow Hammer a few minutes ago and have been like, hey, can you have your bots search around and make sure he's not here? Just like a retroactive, like, hey, could you, a little favor?
Check around the hab while we're sitting here watching this.
But also there's cameras
After
everywhere, so.
After a thorough surveillance review, Alex is nowhere at least visible on the cameras.
Oh,
He gone.
he's invisible. That's what it is. He's invisible and he's on the toilet. Damn. Should have known.
As he radios me about my progress, it's like, I just got in here. I'm just now starting to boot up the system and make sure I get into what I need to. So,
Okay, so yeah, you would
what
have
do I-
access to the communications relay. It would be more. Give me an intelligence roll
Fuck you, ass.
to. That's the closest analog I can think of you trying to track his specific signature. So yeah, just a flat intelligence roll.
Just my intelligence modifier. Do I add my proficiency?
No proficiency. It's just your modifier.
Just checking.
No, yeah, you're all
That
good.
would be a +4. I got an 18.
You are able to see kind of where he was. You see here, I'll go over to the map. You are able to see a little bit of his trajectory. You see that he left from here, but he seems to be going this way. He seems to have taken the path seems to arc more towards the left.
That's what I was hoping he would be going towards, honestly, not the dwarven hole.
I thought so.
He wanted to go back to the beginning, where it all started. And the instant I realize that in the data, I will radio in and say, hey, he went back to his location, the one he tried to talk us into going to. I think he went early, because he got drunk.
Well, as long as we have an idea of where he went, and not in a hole, I can breathe a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'd
So,
say we need to hurry up and get everything we need to together and try and follow him in one of the quicker cars. While Hammer follows in the hab, it would be, or at least try and get past. Wait, we didn't move the hab.
No, yeah,
For the
go
day.
ahead and move. Yeah,
So we're still, I think,
go
in the
ahead-
first half of the day,
half
so.
a square.
Yeah, go ahead and move it a half a square.
So we would have been there.
All right, yeah.
So
So
he would
here,
have
I will-
already actually passed the hole. So we wouldn't have had to worry about that. We just would have had to worry about, let's get the hab past the dwarven hole just in case. And then we'll separate out. That'll give us some time to prep some stuff that we may need to take with us.
And speaking of the surveillance and things, Hammer speaks up after a moment and says, I saw when Rigel left as well. He didn't go with Alex. He just went up. And Serena, you remember to...
Yeah, I was actually about to say, he did say he was leaving soon, so there is that possibility.
Yeah, Hammer just says he went straight up sometime in the night, right around the time the storm set in.
It sounds like he needs a stern foot down from the commanding officer. Not talking about myself, by the way. That was a hint at Hammer. Jumping the gun is not always the best idea, but I appreciate his effort, but...
As you say that, you hear over the radio, Hammer just says, I believe ordering him around is above my pay grade.
She does chuckle at that.
All right. Then we will say after a few moments, the engine is cooled off and all of your components are ready to be handled.
I will pick up the Tesla coil, and I'll be putting the Tesla coil in with the engines. And then I come back out into the hangar room after I carry it in.
And we will
Get
say...
that set down for the next project.
Yeah, and then move Hammer back in. And we'll say with Stone and Maxon, we will bring the engine in, but... And, I guess, Robert, whenever you're ready, we can say that, we get it connected and...
I'll come out and, like, have Stone and Maxon help me, like, lift it up into the thing.
Yeah.
Reattach it.
Yeah,
Okay.
That makes sense pretty much, so...
Stone to hold it, Maxon to finesse, angle it, and me to put it back in.
Okay, guys. This is going to be like my
I'm ready.
first. Like, I have never been more. What's the word?
Enthusiastic?
Excited.
I'm stalling for time, is what I'm doing.
Hell yeah. You know it's gonna be good when it stalls for time.
Hold up.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody have one more thing they want to do?
No, I'm ready. That was me signaling like, hey, we're good. We've placed it back in and I have
He's
attached
trying
it.
to waste more time. Does anybody have anything else they want to do? Is what he asked.
No, I'm all caught up, unfortunately.
We already worked on the sword, so
you know what? I have
pretty much nothing.
I have something that unless you're ready, Robert, I have something I can do to give you a bit more time to get ready.
Ooh.
Did you hear that?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
I did.
Don't need to pause the
Did
music.
you hear this? Did you hear
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So what happens is when you put the. So how are we putting it in exactly?
It's like hung from the ceiling, and we're just like, I'm kind of like waving a little bit here because I don't know the exact structure you have in your head. So I'm just imagining, in my head, I'm just imagining the engine piece that we've charged as just kind of a small box shape type thing that's like really heavy, and that we're lifting it up into the engine and then like attaching it back as we do this.
Okay, so when you put it in, it doesn't turn on automatically. So as Maxon gets in and he tries to put it on, you guys will notice that the way the controls work are a lot different because it has a Is there a specific word for the layout where it's a stick and like a throttle?
I don't know the terms for like
I'm
aircraft
not sure for
specifically.
the term, but I know what you're talking
There's
about.
like
I don't know the
there's a
specific
yoke,
term.
which
It's
is
not
like
a-
the
it's
steering
not a-
wheel
it's
thing, and
not
then there's
a
like a
yoke.
stick.
The yoke.
Yeah.
It's not a piece in the center that you grab with both hands.
So it's like it's like single hand like stick based flight, right? I don't know what
It's
that's
a
called.
stick. Okay, it's got a stick that
And then
you
like
grab
a-
on the left
one of
hand
these.
and a throttle on the right.
Yeah, okay, I
Kind of
got you.
X-wing style type of thing.
Yeah, but around it has this little similar to like an Andor where he slides his hand through, it lights up, and then there's a little HUD that's in front of where the joystick is supposed to be, so it gives him more inputs. And then in front, when the HUD when the HUD where the glass panel lights up is there's a little projector that brings up a little display on top of it that has like a reticle and just some overall stats for the ship and stuff.
To clarify, I didn't close the door or have Hammer close the door either, because I know.
As you, yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Oh, so it's still open?
Oh, I deliberately left it open.
Okay, but the front panel lights up and then it just gives a warning that the navigation computer isn't able to tell where he is, so it just has like a blank dot on it. Because, like you said, the planet's doing like some weird stuff, so it couldn't grab exactly where he is because it's just not possible. But the craziest thing happens once the ship actually starts up. Okay, Gavin, before I do this, can we say that he got the message before he landed?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was knocked out while he crashed, and he still got it, but he never had time to open it because he never got the ship actually started up. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I didn't. I had this written down, but it's very. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, if you do
Okay.
that robot filter, you might grab. Are you using voice mod?
Yeah.
You might grab that. What is it called? I think it's the voice volume specifically. Pull that down like 10 points or maybe 15 or so. It was a smidge loud. Is all.
Okay, how about this?
Slightly more, but I think that's about good.
Okay, how about this?
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's
Brilliant.
Okay.
So what happens is the little piece in the center of between where the seat and the controls are has a projector, like a holo display. It comes up, and then the next thing you see is what looks like a really big owl. How does everyone react? I want to know.
I definitely kind of like look at you and I look at that. Kind of a subtle reaction. But she probably gives that an audible, huh?
That's something.
So
I was about
then,
to say, giant birds are nothing new to Uramos. Hammer looks at it and he's just like, glad they also have big birds.
So what happens next is it actually starts to speak, and Maxon knows who this person is. You guys don't know who it is, but if Alex was here, he would probably know who it was. But then he starts to speak.
If you're hearing this, then you made it through. I know what it feels like to think it's over, but you're still breathing. That means there's still a fight left in you, whoever you are. Earth's not safe anymore. The Ventriana breached over 5 cities. Half the grid collapsed in under 6 hours. Earth's under siege. We all had to evacuate. Taboo leads them now. Most of our units are gone, but the rest of us have regrouped at the Axis Drift, then 0 coordinates.
And then, the next thing that happens is there's this huge explosion behind him. Almost like he's in a hurry to get the message out there.
All the insomniacs are scattered. Most of us are off-world or underground. And there, if not, hide. But whatever you do, please do not return to Earth.
And then the message kind of starts to scatter, like it's breaking apart, and then it just goes dead.
Sounds like things are getting pretty bad over there.
And then he's gonna turn to Serena and then go, "That was a wizard."
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Mildly. Seraphim, are you going to leave that suit on all day? Or do you just like it, or?
Thunderstorm. I mean, I'll take it off eventually.
You'll do you, friend. Well, safe skies.
Fine.
See you in a bit. And I will I won't ask. I just close the canopy and say, I'm just gonna give you one of these. And I just kind of wander off.
Anybody else?
That is definitely not a message you would hope to ever see.
I
You're
hope there's a way for you
going
to.
to hell.
Yeah, If there's a way to... Man, I don't know what to say.
Hammer hasn't said anything just yet, but he's walked up and he's kind of put a hand on your shoulder, Maxon.
I'm trying to think of what I want to say to. We need to get to Sunflower City. So then he just turns and looks at Hammer.
From the other end of the room, as I'm like walking away, you'll hear me say, "Don't forget, I am a planner, not a leader, but a planner. I have a plan." I'll just like, as I turn the corner into the engine room, my last is like, not to worry, my young friend. We have stuff we can do.
Maxon's kind of like, he's in that state of mind where you're kind of like, he feels very cold right now, and not, it's mostly from shock and a little bit of fear.
Is he sitting in the cockpit of the ship right now, or is he... I just for clarification.
He's kind of still looking up a little bit.
Okay. After a moment, Hammer kind of looks out the one of the window slots here. Did you take the you took all the storm noises out of the thunderstorm, right?
Yes, I pulled it out. Do I need to replace them?
No, you can leave them out. I was gonna say it is the storm has dissipated, and the sun is kind of shining.
Storm.
And I will say, anybody that notices, the sun's shining just a little bit brighter today than it was yesterday. It feels just a bit warmer.
Before the hab starts moving, by the way, just a note to DM/Hammer, I am going to pick the Tesla coil up, carry it back outside, and then set up a pulley system to get it up to the roof. And then I'm going to begin work on the shield generator relay, which is going to take some time. A little bit of calibration. And some fun math and sci-fi hand wavy shit.
We can go ahead and put the Tesla up on the observation deck.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know
that's
that
where it is.
that's the only other thing I've got for right now, and right to work after lunch. Shield generator relay time. That's it for me for the day. I've achieved my goals.
And I'll say that
one down.
Stone and Raziel, you guys are probably able to finish the sword today. Maxon, what are you wanting to do right now? Like before we officially move on.
Maxon is going to just can I talk to Serena?
I'd be in the mess hall, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna place Hammer real quick so you guys do.
You'll see me kind of around, you see me carry the Tesla coil back out and pull it up to the roof, so lift up to the roof and stuff like that. And then after a while, I come back down into the mess hall and get myself a sandwich.
Just a second.
She's quite proud of herself too.
Yeah.
She's doing a little prance dance all around, isn't she?
It's a little bit more of I'm proud of myself type of day. I've done a thing. Now I have more things to do, but I've done a thing.
I'm gonna pull Serena to the side, very aggressively. How much longer do we have to wait?
For what specifically?
Before we leave.
We have to reach Sunflower City. They took my plutonium, so I have nothing to... I can't build a fusion drive and if I can't build a engine, if I can't build a fusion engine, I can't build the drive to go to warp, and if I can't do those two things, I also, unattached to those two things, I cannot build a quantum ring. We want the warp drive to get there faster from wherever we end up to Skaldair, which could be anywhere from a week to an hour before we get there, once we come out. And in order to get off of the planet, we need the quantum ring to tunnel us out through means in which are hard to comprehend.
He's going to
call it quantum echolocation for fun.
He's going. Maxon's just going to put his hands on his head in frustration and just let out a loud grunt.
Go for a flight. Clear your head. The skies are open. It is a nice day, and you can keep an eye out for Alex.
You will. He's kind of crashing out a little bit, and he lets her know you of all people should know how I'm feeling right now.
Indeed. Go fly. Fly around. Enjoy the quiet. Keep an eye out. Just look out for some stuff. We'll be right here. We're not going anywhere fast. Well, sort of. We are going at a relative speed that never really changes much. You will be able to circle us for hours if you wish. Do so. Take up the sky, soak up some sun. Vitamin D, it's important, it's good for you. And I'll hand you a sandwich and sandwich?
He just closes his eyes and he takes some of it.
This planet will take its toll on you. These worlds like this that have ended, of course this one has ended quite terribly in comparison to some of the ones that I have been to. Don't let it eat you. It will destroy your mind. I know it was starting to eat away at me, but I had a refresher. I'm less worried about the planet and all the things going on. I'm more transfixed. I'm more fixated on the dwarves. We have to deal with that problem. And I don't know how we're going to do that. I'm just hoping that Alex returns with something useful. I won't say I hope he returns with a wizard, because that is scary, but that's me.
He tries to, as a way to cope a little bit, he kind of starts laughing and just says, well, at least now you know. Do you believe me now?
Indeed. But, as I said yesterday, I have a plan. We just have to do one thing at a time. I would suggest, do what I do. Focus on the first task at hand. We have dwarves threatening to kill us, basically. Let's deal with that first. Sunflower City will come into view eventually, but it is not yet. So first, we have to get to the rendezvous with the Bunker B forces. We will need their help, and then eventually, I don't know what to do about Alex. That's a little, but we need to go to the lab for Maxon. For Stone, excuse me, scrub that. For Stone. Mm-hmm. Stone has things he would like to learn there. I'm also slightly curious, but genetics and anatomy are beyond me, so I will be muscle on that one. And no more. And then from there we go to Bunker B.
If I ever, once we're out there in space and we go our separate ways, I doubt I'm going to have you on speed dial. So as much as I hate doing this, I'm asking.
Oh, we won't be parting ways in the way that you think. Just worry about here and now, and we'll get there then. I don't want to give you the details now, because I don't want to give you false hope, or any bad ideas or good ideas. Just focus on Oramos, where we are. As I said, let's get to the rendezvous point. From there to the genetics lab.
he cuts her off like right at that last point, and then he just says, "I'm asking you to teach me some of that mechanic stuff, you know."
Absolutely. You can help me with the shield generator.
You help me, I help you. Agreed.
And then we'll see about gods or concepts destroying planets. I have an answer for that. And they won't like it. It might be a little bit heavy-fisted, but... Or, how you say, ham-fisted. But sometimes a nail is just doesn't want to do the, driving in or being removed. Sometimes it's better to just get a sledgehammer and just smash it to pieces. What nail? And we have a tendency to do that. But hopefully with a controlled hand, everything will go well. Again, that's for later. For now, sandwiches.
Sandwiches. So he just sits down with her and they just start eating.
Yeah, just quietly eating sandwich.
That was fucking awesome.
That was.
I am very glad that I got that out there. You guys don't know how long I wanted to do that.
Yeah, you're talking to the right person. She was like, as you can tell from the flashback, she's a goal-oriented person who's like, who used to have a tendency to overcommit to the extent that like any failure, even after a success, what you would consider a success and doing things really well, even after that, she would like any failure beyond it would just like she would just consider it a total failure.
This is. I am extremely happy that at least someone else got to make an appearance in some way.
Oh.
So, yeah, that was the wizard. Or one of them, at least.
I was going to say, one of the wizards in this campaign. There's a lot.
A wizard.
Yep.
For a world without, like...
Let's say I was
wizard.
Let's say, speaking above table real quick, that was the wizard that most likely, if we're going to reference back to a long time ago, completely different story, that wizard is the one that could probably 1v1 Karlag. So yeah, he's very powerful.
Karlag's not a fan of wizards. Not anymore. Not anymore.
And right. I do want to do one more thing. I just want to make a roll.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So, like I say, it's not a secret anymore. Now you guys know. Can I make a roll to see if the book knows about what happened?
You know what? We will take an aside to where that whole scene was playing out, like the hologram with the message and everything. The comic book was pressed up against the wall, watching the entire time up in the corner.
Huh.
Well, now you know. Now he has another way to mess with my head. So,
for comedic effect, since the brain reprogramming, each time I have seen that comic book, I like walking down a hall, whatever, I just kind of go, nope, and I go the other way. I just said, nope.
That is.
I don't trust you.
Genuinely funny.
Oh boy, lore.
I forgot something. No.
Okay, so is there anything else anybody wants to do for this day, or do we want to do some?
Yeah, I'm
montage?
set for however long this particular project takes me. So.
Okay.
Well,
there's gonna be a silent few days
the
for
only
me.
thing I
don't
can
really
think
have
of
anything.
is after I was done with the sword, in preparation of some stuff, I was going to see if I might be able to modify one or possibly both of my handguns with an enchantment. But I don't know if I'd be able to do that or not, or if I would have picked up the stuff to do that.
You'd have to get some supplies. There isn't like, if there was anything for like enchanting supplies, they probably got looted.
I just check it.
No, yeah,
Oh boy.
it's a good question. I
Because,
had thought about it.
I was thinking, I was looking at the modifications on the guns, bullets, and bombs, and it says a firearm can be modified in many ways, from barrel to attachments. Firearms may take multiple modifications, but can only have each modification applied once. Additionally, modifications can only be applied to firearm frames, which that's a lot of shit you could actually do with that. With that particular wording, there you could do a lot of stuff with one gun. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, we can talk. We can look more into it. Was there anything else that anybody else wanted to do?
Seraphim shall
really.
study more and wait for Raziel to finish working on his data pad.
oh yeah, the data pad would have been what I would have started working on after that. Then
Okay. You're able to. You realize now that it's really just break it open, take the memory out, and then decipher it. So it should be ready in the morning.
yeah, I don't sleep much anyway. Gives me something to do overnight.
Okay. Then yeah. As it winds down into the night, Seraphim, what are you doing?
Probably the usual, just studying, reading up, just writing down. Probably looking into cybernetics now, whatever he can find on board there, and
There are plenty of books on cybernetics aboard this vessel.
he's got cybernetics. He's looking through just some whatever he can find on that he can crunch down, and genetics research.
Okay. As you're reading, Doc Green walks in, and she, as she fully comes into view, you see that she's holding the bottle of pills that she gave you. Why aren't you taking these? Is something wrong?
I don't know if I want to. I don't want to rely on medicine for my condition. I know it helps, but that's a problem in and of itself. I don't know. I want to be me, but without
That's all.
drug usage.
That's all you had to say. And she just kind of walks over and puts them on a shelf.
I haven't been taking them, and somehow I've still been here for the most part, except a couple of times. But I'm responsible enough. I've only made one new person in my mind. So that's something. At least I'm not grabbing every weapon I get my hands on and forming a whole army, and driving myself insane.
Indeed. Thank you for all the help that you've been around here. I knew it was foolish that they only put one medical officer on board, but I thought I was up for the challenge.
Well, to be frank, you are one damn good medical officer. So it wouldn't have been a problem had dwarves not struck. But that was not in your. That wasn't. There was nothing you could do about that.
The further we get away from this part of the trail, the better.
I agree. There's some things lingering that need to be taken care of, but once we get past here, that'll be for the better. I'm also kind of tired of being near these vents and shafts and holes and rumbling earth. I don't like it. Never been used to it.
She walks behind the desk and kind of looks out the window. It will be nice to see home again soon. And
you look around Sunflower City.
How well versed would Seraphim be in elven politics currently, like current times?
Not at fucking all. He wouldn't know a goddamn thing.
She'll look over and see your bewilderment at her. She sounds. I will say, with your perception, you notice that she sounds like she hasn't been there in a long time. Like she sounds very, very homesick.
I'd assume you haven't been there since you first came on the first harvest. If I remember correctly.
I had been exiled before then, but
Exiled?
she.
Fucking why?
She for a moment you see she disconnects her gas mask and hesitates before taking it down, and then just kind of shrugs and then pulls it down completely, revealing her gills, betraying the Council of Science, having a heart.
30 minutes ago.
It was it was before the bombs fell, the war. They only recently lifted. I say recently, it was around the time of the first harvest, but they started allowing exiles back into the city. But yes. And as she says this, you think about the fact that Ophidia, who is also an elf with a mutation, does not live in Sunflower City. I believe you've only seen a few other elves.
At
But
least one.
yes, but you notice that most of the ones you see out here have some kind of like either animal mutation or they are very, very young by elven standards.
So the mutations are what made them drive you out? That's it?
No, it was a mark when we decided that we didn't want to fight, we didn't want to kill, we didn't want to help the council win the war. They would brand us with mutations and cast us out, marking us as the animals they saw us as. So that was the old regime. The leaders are much more forgiving and open now. I believe most of them are like me, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time since I've been there.
Well, that's their fault for kicking the brains out. Now you get to go back home and see what's new. That's something.
Indeed. And she just kind of makes her way back around the desk, and she goes to walk out, and she turns around. What are you doing all this research for? Genetics, cybernetics?
Studying for medicinal knowledge is for broad general purposes. That's for me. Me. The cybernetics are for Hammer, for a worst case scenario that I hope not to come, but it wouldn't hurt knowing what I can about that. And genetics, that's for all of us. And not for y'all, but us. And he started writing again, but just stops and is just looking at his book.
She, as you're saying this, she walks up closer and looks down at the book. Which book are you reading currently?
Probably got like a couple of things open at a time. Just frantic ADHD brain of two things at once. Of just
And I'll
studying
say
hardcore like cybernetics on one side, and then probably a few more genetics on the other.
she looks over all the books you're reading, and after a moment, she flips a few of the pages, and she just kind of looks over them for a moment. And she says, "This is better. This will help you quicker." And then she begins to leave, walk down to her quarters for the night. And upon looking down, you see that it was whatever you were looking for. It was a much it was either the step before or the step after that you weren't sure about, that she was able to flip to on those books.
He rubs his eyes. Oh fuck! I need to pay attention. And he keeps taking his notes.
Okay. All right. I need someone to move the hab unit and someone to roll encounters.
While we're moving and encountering, I'm gonna go pee.
I'll roll encounters the D100, right?
Yes. And then someone roll a D12 for weather.
Encounter this time. I don't think my luck is. I've been rolling pretty alright for other stuff. Let's see how I roll D100. 8. Alright. Shabam. 61.
Okay.
Perfectly middling. Or average. Who's gonna roll weather, guys?
I think
I did it
everyone's
last
afraid
time.
to roll weather for the fear of screwing it up.
Do I gotta roll weather too? No. Is everyone afraid of rolling
I
dice
could.
now?
Do I need to
got-
roll
I
weather
got
a
some
second
new
time?
dice recently, so I need an excuse to use them anyway.
Okay, did I miss anything?
I rolled a
the fear of
61
weather,
for encounter. Apparently, everyone's afraid of the weather and encounters. I'm willing to step up and just bear the brunt of the anger of
Yeah,
everyone.
it's a D20 for weather, right?
It's a D12.
Oh, a D12. I'll do that in all bear then, because I can't remember all the dice off the top of my head immediately, so I'll just do that. Alright, D12. Boom. Okay, now I know which one a D12 is, so now I can roll that with my round dice, because I needed to look at it in owlbear first to know which one it was. Okay, let's see. Give us a good number, shall we?
Good, happy thoughts.
Good happy thoughts are an 8.
I rolled mine with no thoughts.
It is clear outside, but it is it's a little bit windier.
See what the difference between your 8 and my 8 is?
Okay. Had
That's
someone
funny.
moved the hat? I'm gonna move.
I did.
Does someone want to? You moved it already? Okay.
Yeah, I moved it half a square up.
Okay. Are you guys going straight, or did you?
I
Are you
moved
heading
straight
towards-
up, but do we want to move at an angle and head back into the wasteland area? If so, I need to scoot to a little bit to the left.
I figured we try to stay out of the wasteland until like the very
Well,
last
I
moment,
think-
but that's
That was my thought
opinion.
too.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
cut through
Because it would
here
probably
to get to
be
our
easier
little
to travel
rendezvous.
across.
But yeah, I figured
Okay.
we would try to go like here and then go.
about what I was thinking too.
All right. Cool.
I also
Then
had
who
the
would-
thought of what if we got to like say right here and then took one of the trucks and then went and we're quicker while the hab keeps going this way and stays out of the wasteland. That was my thought.
Also, remember that the genetics facility that was highlighted was here at the coast.
Over to the right, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like over here.
Alex was heading over here. The lab's over here.
Yeah.
It's just a thought, trying to keep the hab out of the
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
death danger zone, and then we just I don't know,
Zip.
whip our bitches out and fucking whip them fucking cars out and drive around.
I will say
That was why I
this-
suggested getting past the dwarf tunnel before leaving in the cars.
This little sliver here is not wasteland. What used to be a part of the jungle from the Green Cove bandits, but now it's like just kind of a desert in the middle of the wastes. It's not irradiated, but it is where Alex's wherever he's going is situated somewhere in the middle of it. But you do have to go through the wasteland to get to it.
The dessert.
Okay, so who wants to start this day off?
I head to Seraphim and I go to give him the collected data on a drive, so he can look at it
Now that the
from the tablet.
What were you gonna say?
What were you
Robert?
saying, Robert?
Oh, I was gonna say now that the jet's working, I want to say that you guys would notice that I am doing a few test flights around the caravan.
Okay.
Huh.
Nice. Well, Raziel, as you... Well, really, Seraphim, as you get the drive, do you immediately, like... What did you say? Did you just immediately plug it in and start, like, looking at the data that was on it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's...
Plug it into something. Just
As you plug it into your data pad, you see that it has... It's basically like locations of a few other genetic storage facilities.
oh, that might be what I'm looking for.
There seem to be a few journal entries, but they're nothing of value. It's just Reese Crane stroking his ego with a pen and paper, essentially.
Okay, yeah.
Stroke.
That checks out. I don't
Stop
really
mocking me.
I don't really care.
And then you also see what looks like a contract in Dwarvish.
Okay,
And you
let
see
me
that
read
Harry Potter.
it's just it seems like a very strict business agreement between the dwarves and Reese. They would funnel him scientific research and supplies and things of that nature, and he would give them either wasters that got stuck out in the stuck in places they weren't supposed to be, or cloned humans to fuel their whatever they needed like organic matter for, be it their strange drones or this beast they're building, supposedly. You have the written record and
Awesome.
Reese Crane's signature down at the bottom. It looks like it was signed before the war as well. Like it's...
Well, that makes sense. Fucking wow. I come from the stock of a man who made a deal with the literal devils. Fucking look at this shit. Just he's like holding it like towards Raziel. It's just, but it's in Dwarvish, so he can't read it. Look at this.
Raziel, there is one thing you notice. There's a seal at the bottom that you recognize as the signature of King Grimnarok, the old king of the dwarves. First to become a metal automaton.
Fucking contract.
Signature.
They signed off and basically traded people for dwarven technology. Oh.
Do you have a thought, sir?
Well, I don't want to make it a big deal. I'm not too worried about it for the most part, but Hammer has been worried that his you should know his technology is very similar to that of Dwarven's current technology. But his is older, and if Reese Crane was getting technology information, all that, it
If
could
they
just
gave
be
him thoughts and ideas about the blueprints. Hammers may be Reese Crane's version.
yes, so it might not be coded with dwarven intricacies. He would have no need for it. He just wanted the know-how for his own gain.
That's
Okay.
very possible.
I'm gonna keep looking into cybernetics just in case. I'm sure now that's just gonna start fucking popping up. But there's also some genetic storages listed in this thing that eventually we're going to have to hit up because I'm going to need all the information I can.
Yeah.
Thank you, Raziel. This is a boon. Let me tell you, a boon.
Glad I can be of help. Now, if the sun's out and we've got plenty of visibility, how about you help me learn how to be more perceptive, or keep better lookout, I should say, to be perceptive.
Yeah. I could try. It's all in the eyes, but I'm sure I could knock something into your noggin. Let me just grab this book. All right, let's go. He just grabs a genetic book he was reading from. He
Study
goes with
book number
Raziel
2.
to the roof. I study on my medicine and everything else, and I'm gonna teach you how to look real good in a different kind of way.
Teach me a different way to aim.
And
Different
then
things to look for.
we will, as you guys are going up there, we will be back with you in just a moment. Serena, Maxon, what are you all doing? Whoever's ready, I'll let you guys figure out.
I'm in the air right now. I am going to go ahead and just make a perception roll.
Yeah, go for it. Read my mind. I was literally if Robert's like, I'm ready to go, I'm gonna be like, roll perception.
I guess like it was not said, but I think everybody was just had that thought, and Maxon kind of knew it too, that now he's basically their eye in the sky. Like, yeah,
Wasn't trying to make
now-
noise.
Okay, I was like, yeah. So now, if we need to make like a quick trip or something, we have it.
Let's see, what do I roll? Okay, 9 plus perception.
I just noticed our single
edit.
cell organism multiplied.
That's a
Oh yeah.
it's a 14.
So 14?
Yep.
You don't see anything crazy. It's a pretty well, at least you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. As far as you see, it's just a clear morning.
So yeah, as a joke, he's still connected to the rest of the caravan. So he just says like over the radio, "Good morning, everybody. We have clear skies up ahead."
Thanks for the report, weather boy.
I forgot. There has actually been an upgrade to your ship, by the way. I forgot. Because it's been so long. There is now pieces of your ship made of adamantine. It'd be much harder to break.
So it's much more durable now.
Yeah, I specifically took that and I said, that's going in there. Because I didn't know what else was going to happen. And I want our potentially most versatile weapon to have as much durability as possible. Therefore, adamantine. That little bit that we got from when we fought the worms.
At least that went to good use. So. I'll make about just 2 more runs. I'll go like a little further, but not so far that the caravan's out of reach, and then I'll just come back around.
Okay. As you make your last round and you finish you finish that last loop and you make your way to fly back into the hangar, you see out over into the waste, you see what looks like a person approaching the hab. Pretty far away, like with you flying around, but it does seem that someone is approaching.
I'm gonna go ahead and radio that into the rest of the caravan.
I wonder if Alex got sober and decided to come back and ran out of gas.
So you guys hear over the comm, "Hey guys,
That would be hilarious.
bit of an update. We got somebody heading up. It's just one person, but still."
I'm on top of the hab. I immediately aim over towards there. Can I see anything through my scope?
Roll perception.
Am I being helped
Yeah, I'll give.
by my t-shirt?
I was
Yeah,
about to say, are you?
Yeah, I'm helping him. I'm like, okay, so
Help action.
all right, so try to aim more over here. Like, let me adjust this. And I just look you have to really focus in, hone in on the finer details. We're looking for a person, so just you're really looking. You really look for that person. Look for somebody until they're there. It's Seraphim we're
I got
talking
an 18.
about.
Talking about the pointy end of attack on the horizon.
Yeah.
You gotta be good enough where you can shoot the hair off of a fly's nuts a mile away without bruising the balls.
You see that it is not Alex, but from this far away you can't really make out who it is. It's no one familiar. It's just one person. Seems to be human, at least from this distance. That's what you can tell.
Well, it's not Alex, like I was thinking it may have been. But I don't know who that is. They're headed straight here, though.
And as they're walking up, like right as you're about to take your eye away from the scope, Raziel, you see what look like faint blue, shadowy figures kind of move around them for a split second, and like disappear almost as soon as they appear.
Would this be something that I may have been familiar with in my wanderings?
It looks a lot like the wandering spirits that you sometimes see the imprints of in the radioactive dust storms.
Are
What
they
is it, Raziel?
bad?
I'm just like wrenching away at the shield generator thing that I'm building.
No, from what you know, they're just the shadows of the people that died when the world did.
Whoever this is, they've got bomb shades following them.
You would just call them ghosts, like
Ghosts
spirits.
following them? Hey, I thought that was a good way to.
Does that say
That sounds
bomb
like
shade?
That sounds like something I would say. Palm shades.
Bomb shades isn't bad. I kind of like that.
I don't fuck with ghosts. Fuck. All right.
They're
I'll put my
around.
armor on just in case.
I don't think they're gonna hit you that hard.
I don't like ghosts.
Don't believe in wizards. Afraid of ghosts.
Some people don't like
What are
spiders. Some people don't like snakes. I don't like ghosts. It's just a preference. Or a phobia, I guess, is more correct.
I respect a phobia.
That sounds like a phobia. I respect the phobia.
I respect a phobia.
Yeah, it does.
I have a fear of understanding.
Sounds right.
A fear of understanding.
Well, either way, I think we need to get down there to find out what's going on, or to blow them the hell away so they don't get close to us.
You know what? Let me take a look. Maybe I can actually see if they're threatening or not. This could just be a guy. This could just be a person. Granted,
Out in the
I
middle
will.
of nowhere,
I
so far away from everything, but close enough to one of those holes.
So as I'm pulling into the hangar, I'm overhearing the conversation, and then I'm just gonna say that Maxon sounds really annoyed. He's like, "Please tell me we're not taking on any more travelers. Remember what happened last time."
no.
Exactly what I was thinking.
I just want to see. I'm not letting
What?
them in.
But do I have to make another intimidation roll?
Don't you can break my leg off and I still won't be scared. I'm sorry, man.
No, I don't mean that for real. I'm saying, I mean that as a joke.
He's meaning since what he did to the last person we took on travel with. He scared the shit out of her.
Who I'm still slightly think might come back and try to kill me first. So
In retaliation.
Yep.
I
That's
won't.
the man who threatened me.
I won't make you roll, Seraphim.
You sure?
No, yeah.
I'll roll. I'll be fair.
With Razio already rolling an 18, and you basically just having to scope up where he was with your whack ass perception. You see this person over the horizon. I will send it to everybody because I assume you relay it.
Let's see. Yeah, it just looks like a person. He looks he looks fine, and yet he looks battered. I don't get it.
Grunge.
That's the bitch. He looks homeless. I think we'll be fine. I don't think he's got an army waiting behind him. But I guess stay cautious. You never know anymore.
No, you don't.
So homelessness is a problem everywhere, I say.
Well, in this world, yes. Abso-fucking-lutely. I was homeless.
Okay, is there anything else that anybody wants to do as this person is walking up to the
I'm gonna go up with them. Just gonna go up
Okay.
to there. That's it.
Okay. I'll say that Hammer will be down in the hangar, ready to interact with this individual.
Oh, I've come down to the hangar. I'm down there in case something goes wrong.
Okay.
I've switched over to my gun, my rifle's on my back, and I've got my hands on my pistols.
Okay. Is Seraphim gonna stay up top to watch?
It depends. Is Serena also staying at the top? Because if everyone just
no, I'm coming down.
yeah,
I am standing at the back of the room, though.
So yeah, Seraphim's not gonna be the last one left behind.
He came down too.
Okay. As everybody makes their way there, we will say,
Something like that, Jackson.
What?
I said something like that.
Something like what?
Where you're placed.
Sorry,
You're
hang
in the
on.
back of the room.
In a different tab. Yeah, pretty much. Hang on, slight change, something different. Little passive project that I did.
hell yeah.
Yeah, put
Nice.
her against the wall. She's leaning. She's leaning with it back to the wall. I fucking like the blue armor.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
So does she.
Then after a moment, the individual walks up to the, I guess the back of the hab, because I always picture it going like forward, like that way.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say anything. He just kind of stands there and looks around for a moment. To anybody that's like really looking at him, it looks like he's listening to something. He almost seems annoyed. Looks very stoic, but also very almost tormented.
Okay, sir.
You good?
Is there an Alex here? Alexander?
Not
Why?
currently.
Fucking Seraphim just looks at Raziel.
And I'm like,
Not like we know where the hell he's at.
we're all
Well,
looking
we-
at awkward angles.
We could have acted like we did. Out of protection, we was trying to protect.
We don't know where he's at.
He gone.
Technically.
He gone.
I will say, nobody, you guys, it's immediately interesting that he knows who Alex is, like knows him by name, and knows where he is, because as far as you guys know, your group are the only people that know he's here. Or who he is specifically.
In other words, it wouldn't do any good to try and to hide the fact that he's here, because he knows he was here.
Yes, but what we could do is, if any, Gavin, if you'll let any of us make like a persuasion check to try and see like what he wants to know.
No, yeah. I'll let anybody.
Insight.
Yeah, it would be insight to see check his motives. Yeah.
Do you guys want me to do it, or does somebody else want to?
What is
I'll roll it. What's my insight?
I have
can
a,
roll
I
it.
have a pretty shitty insight.
I got.
I'll roll
plus
it. Doesn't
7.
know his insight.
I got stupid. I'm so sorry. I got a plus
It's
7
just-
insight.
You're all good.
I got the plus 7. Unless someone else wants to roll.
Let's
I
say
don't want to
yeah.
take it away. I don't want to
Roll it up.
take away everything. Doot. Nope, wrong button. Fuck. Doot. Awesome. That's a fucking 12.
Fucking
my God.
nice.
Smooth.
Smooth.
I mean, he could be lying. Yeah, I mean, he knows his name, so he must know something. How much
I
of
guess-
that you understand that he knows? Who knows?
But he definitely knows that Alex is a person
He
Yeah,
knows there's
he-
an
that has been
To-
here for certain.
To be that specific and knowing Alex, I think we can hear him out. Why not? I'm not turning him away, but I'm not inviting him in. Seraphim just has his arms up. Just we don't need to kill him immediately.
The Maxon's like, I'm not going to go on call first.
Has anyone tried to radio Alex today? Just random question I just thought of.
I haven't. I've been busy.
No, yeah,
I
figured
honestly
it's-
think I would have tried to radio his ass when I was looking for him in the radio room.
I will also put in that I did ask Max, and I don't know if you did actually do it. I'm not telling you that you did. I'm saying, but I did bring that up as something to do while flying. If you did that,
That would, you know what? That would be the place where it would make the most sense.
yeah, because you're flying out and like way far away and stuff, and then coming back. So
Your radio
I
would
had
have more
mentioned
range
that
when you're out.
you'll be closer to where he is.
So, like, other than the caravan, I think the ship would probably have the biggest signal range.
So like I would have said, like anytime you're out past like any significant distance to the northwest or to the north-ish, northeast-ish. Actually, I'm thinking backwards. Yeah, I would just be like, yeah, put the radio out, see if you get anything back.
All right. Would I have picked up anything or no, Gavin?
You would have picked up a faint signal, but it wouldn't have been anything that you could track. Like he's from what you're guessing, he's probably a day, maybe a day and a half ahead of you guys. You're assuming that he's going between flying pretty low to the ground and then probably either taking shelter in between that or just walking when he isn't flying. You're definitely getting the feeling that he hasn't stopped moving since he decided to leave the HAB unit.
And then suddenly on the second day, you hear a distant. What was that?
Because, on the first day in the desert sun.
Them jet engines.
All right, horse with no name.
Okay. Does anybody
your
else
ship have a
try
name?
to?
Do we want
Brendan
to
thought.
So, we're not... Are we going to let him in or no?
Keep him at the door for a second. Just ask him what he needs. What do you need?
What do you need, mysterious hobo-looking man?
He steps a little bit closer to the hangar door. I simply need to deliver a message from beyond.
Oh shit.
Well, is that why there are ghosts following you?
They always follow me.
Oh shit again. Oh shit.
So you can interact with them. That must be horrible. Because so many died.
He isn't saying anything. He's just staring at the hangar door. Hammer points this out. He's just staring at the door. We can let him in if you want. I don't think he's here to hurt us, but.
So the hangar door is closed? I thought it was open and he was talking to us through it.
I thought, my bad. It may be open. I think I have it confused. So yeah, it is open and he's just talking.
I was about to say it was either that or he's on a TV screen and we're all going, "Hey, what are you doing, dude?"
What is it? What do you want?
What do you want?
You know what? We'll say that the hangar door is open and he is he's very slowly kind of approaching. Yeah, not in a threatening or intimidating way, but just slowly moving towards it, like almost like the same pace he's been walking. Like yeah, he's keeping the pace he's had since you first saw him on the horizon.
No one rage, which is always is today. Shut the damn door.
No one sees the
Born in a bond.
Get out of here. We don't want what he's selling. I don't. I'm scared.
I want to say that probably wait, is Stone here too?
Yes, he is right next to Razia.
So I want to say that there might be a fair possibility that me and Stone would probably be the least afraid of the ghosts because, you know, dealing with magic and stuff, so ghosts probably would not be that weird.
The ghosts.
And also Stone has like a resistance to intimidation, so he doesn't get scared very easily.
Yeah.
Well, I've probably seen a lot of the ghosts anyway in my explorations of the wastelands.
I've seen
So
enough
I'm not
ghosts.
really worried
I've seen
about
enough
them. I
ghosts.
just
I'm
can't
okay.
hear them.
I'm good.
I was about to say, Razia, you've seen them, but never this like concentrated. Like you've seen them like little like wisps of them on the horizon.
Yeah.
Like I said, during dust storms. This is like every few moments they're like spectral figures kind of like moving
Pop up.
around this figure, yeah.
They're a lot more concentrated around this gentleman.
Once they know you, ghosts are like relatives. Once you let them in, they never leave.
And you know they're not already here and he's just making them visible.
Now, see, you say things like that. No, I don't like ghosts. Okay, yeah, we're doing ghosts today. Okay, and she just kind of backs away a few more steps. We're talking ghosts and wizards. I mean, shit. What's next? Astral dreadnoughts? I don't know. I'm going over here. I don't know. No.
So, you know what? When you say astral dreadnoughts, Max kind of just raises his finger, but then he just puts it down immediately. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna tell her.
Oh god. Actually, I just wanted to say, unfortunately, guys, I have to go.
Oh, okay.
For the time being. Have a good one, everybody.
Well, before we get into the talk, it might be a good chance to stop.
No, I was gonna say we can call it here if you want. Pick it up next week.
Thank you.
Sounds good to
Have a
me.
good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you all next time.
You too,
good night.
Peace.
Okay, gentlemen, and we will stop it there.
Yes, do ghosts.
Oh.
Yeah, stop it, ghosts. No more ghosts. Bye, ghosts.
So Serena's a little scaredy cat.
Yeah, she don't like ghosts. I'm ghosts. You're ghosts. She's ghosts. Everyone's ghosts.
Everyone's ghosts.
Jesus.
Fucking love that video so much, man.
Whatever
The
you do,
ghost beach.
don't get ectoplasm on the carpet.
Ooh, you make me angry, Phil. Could have just had one of these, Phil.
So,
The
are you
easy way to have a
up for playing
bowl.
game, Gavin?
Particularly some mining.
Honestly, I think I need to go to bed.
You're good.
You guys have
I was
fun,
mainly
though.
just poking at Jackson because he fucking baited me last night.
Oh, I
and
did
was
do that,
making my
yes.
suggestion for the
It
game.
was a full bait. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will catch you guys later.
It was
Night.
a masturbate, if you will.
Good night.
He's a masturbator.
Thank you for completing my joke.